All right. We are live. Okay. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Sorry for the delay in getting started. I just knew, the alarms were going to go off and there were meds that were going to have to be taken. And, excuse me, since one of them helps control that, I was like, no, we're going to pause for a moment. Let me, do my little inhaler and what I have to do. And I'm feeling much better than last week, but whether or not it sounds that way, I don't know, but that's okay because I am. And I am really excited today. All good on my side. Thank you, Tara. And I've seen in the chat going on, you guys are talking about it is hot here too. I'm like, I have the door kind of open a little bit. It's going to get hot in the studio. It is warm out today. Even all the way up here in the North Pole. It is like, I want to say the heat index is like over 100. It is not the kind of stuff that we normally get. And I hope it doesn't become the kind of normal stuff we get because, no, there's a reason I live as far north as I do. I don't do well in the heat. Oh my goodness, just a little bit. Hi to Cat's Art Picks and Tara and Joseph is here and George Pencil Art. How are you all doing? Hopefully, staying out of the nasty heat. Is it 91 here also? Well, according to my A device in the studio, she says, and I don't want to trigger anybody else's, she says it is 87 degrees, but the real feel is surface of the sun. And the humidity is like, I don't know. I think Lou said it was like upper 70%. Excuse me. Hold on. See, I even cover the cough because, I don't want to spread anything out to you guys. Actually, nobody's catching what I have. It is just allergies. And this heat has just made it horrible. Hi, Dylan. Yeah. Tara, surface of the sun. I'm telling you, it's like heat index. Yeah. Hot. I had to go outside for, I kid you not, maybe 20 minutes. So I had gotten ready for the day. Excuse me. I went outside, was doing what I had to do so I could get in here and focus on what we were going to be doing today. I came in and it looked like I lost a fight with a light socket. Like all you girls out there, or all the women, and all you people out there, because you know what? It can happen to men too. If you have curly hair, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I walked out, my head hit that almost 80% humidity, and my hair was like, and it just literally looked like I lost a fight with a light socket. So we're much better now. Oh my goodness. I don't talk all day unless I'm talking to myself. And then, and I'm on here with you guys. I'm usually trying to rush around to make sure everything is squared away and I have everything like within reach in case, somebody wants to see whatever. And it just takes a moment and everything will kind of calm down. So, all right. Yeah, see, don't play with the electric. That is, it's true. It is, you should not do that. It's crazy. It was just right there. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm like, I can see the, your comments come up. And in fact, I don't know why it's not showing. I think my phone was like, no, you don't need to see anything. Nothing to see here. Usually I have it up on my phone so that, and then we have to like shut that down. No noise. Okay. So that, because then it's like right here at my desk. So more when I'm looking towards you guys, I'm like, chat, chat, chat. It kind of helps me not miss, or at least try not to miss when you guys say something to me. When you type question, it absolutely it's like boom, big yellow on my screen. I don't know if Joseph's noticed that. I don't know if it does that to him. Excuse me, but when you guys type question, it pops up there and I definitely, it's easier to see. Or if you just want to tag me because you're saying something and maybe not necessarily a question, but just in conversation, you know, the @ClarkFineArt, then it's kind of, it just gives me like this little orange thing around my name. Like if I tagged you in the comments, what you would see around your name, that's all I see. So yeah, the yellow definitely helps. Ooh, so I am so excited about today's stream. Joseph says needle straight, extra fine, and a little thinner. I'd kill for some volume. Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes like I would love some volume, but not the kind that's just like it just kind of goes out and does its own thing and gets like, yeah, just the tag works for you. Really? So when they type question on yours, you're not seeing it, huh? Do you pop out the chat from YouTube and you're looking at the chat popped out from YouTube? Because that's where it highlights all yellow. If somebody types question, it goes yellow. But it's in YouTube's chat, not in like my streaming software's chat. It's not in that. You know, the one where I can pop you guys' comments onto the screen. It's not in that one. I literally pop out the YouTube chat and I have that where I'm staring at that. And that one's the one that does it and it shows it to me. So if you can put that one within your eyesight, it would probably go boom and you'd, anyways, you do you. let's get on with this, shall we? We are already, you know, five or so minutes in here. Excuse me. Well, Dylan, that's okay. We are happy that you are here and stop by to say hello and pop out, huh? I'm gonna have to test it for you. Next time I'm gonna be like, big old question. And then be like, I don't really have a question. Just check it. Hello, Dean. Hello, Dean. Welcome to this stream. Okay, so guys, today, oh yeah, just try it upside down, Joseph. Yeah, you don't have the electrical fight. Oh my gosh, so this hair is like very long. Like you guys, like my hair, you can't see that. I can fully extend my arm and still be holding the ends of my hair. Like there's still more there. Like there's still more. It's quite long. Anyhow, you don't see how long it is because you don't see that far down on the stream, but it is quite long. And you let that start getting crazy with the humidity. It goes nuts. All right, anyhow, let's get into today. And all of a sudden I feel like I have a spot. It's gonna drive me crazy. And can you guys hear the bird? Can you hear Blue? He's down, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I leave my door open one time, and he decides he wants to yell at us. Probably because he hears me talking, and so he wants to be a part. So, ooh, thunderstorms there. Yeah, we have a chance of them, and goodness, okay, it just popped up some sort of error, and hopefully we don't have an error, but we'll see. Everything looks like it's fine now. We have a chance of thunderstorms here as well today. So let's get to what everybody is going to be, what you're all here for. I opened up, so my Paletteful Pack box, and I get the Paletteful Pack Premier box. And of course, as always, links for everything are in the description below. But I got my Paletteful Pack box, and as I do, because I'm impatient, and I don't, I can't wait for the surprise. So it'll come, and I'll be like, slice that tape and be like, oh, what's inside here? Well, I got it out to the studio, and I started to open it, and the first thing I saw, I was like, stop. I have to film this. I have to open this live. And I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to share it, and we're going to throw it up there as a video, and it'll just be the unboxing of this box. Because, I'm getting them. I should be unboxing them and sharing them with you guys and using what's in it. Otherwise, that's just a waste of money. So, if you saw the video on Tuesday, if you haven't, it's there. It was me unboxing what was in the box. And I was so excited. Now, I have failed you. That was the other thing I was supposed to grab. And I think it's in a box, like right down there under my feet. But I will show it to you. Probably just won't be today. I'll tell you about it today. So I had purchased this paper because I've been telling you guys I want to do a series on papers. And and then they cry. I was just looking at Joseph's like ability to try to keep his open. Okay, so liquid charcoal. I use water soluble graphite. Excellent, Dean. I am very glad that you are here. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I hope you guys are not experiencing any buffering. If it happens, let me know. This is the second time in a row. We will figure this out for sure because this has never happened before. So anyhow, and it's like bold yellow right there on my peripheral vision on the monitor that I have on this side. Anyways, I'm glad that you're here, Dean, because if you use water soluble graphite, maybe you'll be able to help me out and throw in some pointers when we're doing this stuff in here today, because I've not done them. Let me just get it down so that you can see what I am tapping on and pointing at. Okay, great. You guys are not experiencing that so far. Wonderful. Okay, so here we go. This is what came in the box. And if you saw the video from Tuesday, you've seen the supplies. And I was so excited. Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you, Tara. All right. Let's see if I can just get you guys a little bit. I'm going to move things, and I don't like to do that while we are live because, you know, I don't know. Anyhow, just we're rolling with it. So it was like the Canson XL dry media sand grain paper. I already purchased this paper. I purchased this paper months ago because I wanted to do pastels with you guys. And we've been talking about pastels a while back also. And I was like, okay, I want that. I want to try that paper because it was new. And of course we know how much, like here in the US, we know how much this stuff costs. That's expensive. And if those of you who use it, you know how much this one costs. These are not linked in the description below because before I had a question from the art group leading up to this, I had not any intention to use them. And then, of course, you know, there's all the chaos that went along with this recently, which, you know, I'm not going to get into. Whatever. It's whatever. Okay. So I wanted some of this paper because I wanted to see, is this an alternative? We know how I feel about Canson XL watercolor. I don't know. I haven't like really been like, oh yeah, I must use this like right now. Although I'm really itching to use my pastels. So anyhow, I bought this, and this is the gray. So what came in the box was the gray. You guys can't see that part. Why is it not showing me that part? I don't know. It's got to be, hold on guys. Let me just see if I can, I'm going to touch this camera and I apologize. I do not like doing that when we're on. See if I can't fix it that way. Like you're just not seeing everything that I'm seeing. I have to put in a little bit more. I don't know. I can't get you there. Sorry. Can't get there from here. And if any of you guys know, that's definitely a sign we have up here in Maine. Anyhow, this is the gray. Okay, so this is the gray sandpaper, and I have seen my name go by, so I will definitely go back. But again, when I did the recording of the, you know, when I did open the box, and this has texture like to both sides. Is it both sides? And it says you can work on both sides. And which I believe that I read that. I'm not saying that on here, but I believe that was what I read in the video on Tuesday when I was giving all the information about each product. So you can feel a little bit of texture on both sides, but how is it going to perform? I don't like the Canson XL. You guys know this, the XL watercolor paper for watercolor. I don't like it. I have yet to find a way that I can use it that I like it. I don't. But I had, and I'm going to bring you full screen for one moment because I want to share, actually first, let me just double check because I've seen my name go by a couple times. So I just want to make sure. Okay. Oh, I love your goal, George. That's okay. You were still here. Oh, that's excellent. Dean, I haven't used them. I haven't, go figure. I have not used that medium yet, so I can't wait. I have some, and in fact, I have some within reach today. So it is. I agree. I absolutely agree. Cats are pigs. I do. All right. Well, George, that's why I was like hoping you guys were all going to show up today, because those of you who do a lot of work on the paper and use the sanded papers and things of that nature, I was like, you know what? Oh, and I even have pastel, not pastel matte. I have Canson Me Tense, which I didn't grab. Sorry, I didn't grab that. I should have grabbed that when I was grabbing all of these types of papers to see, you know, how they compare. And I can grab it. I think I know exactly where that is. I think I know. So anyhow, yes. Okay. I think we are all caught up. Yes. All right. So I just thought, you know what? Today would be all about, of course, I have the Fusions liquid charcoal, and I received some liquid charcoal that was put into half pans and dried and sent to me to try. And oh my gosh, I had exactly what kind that is, and I just lost it just now. I'll see if it's yeah, I can reach it, so I'll see if that says. Anyhow, will this dry in a pan and then be usable? I don't know, but I'm more than happy to put some in and find out and get back to you guys. Because I'll put some in a pan today for what I'm going to be using. So we have the Fusions liquid charcoal, which is Nitram, same as this one. So I'm just going to take that out of its box. So that's the way this was packaged. Like the tube was in the bubble wrap in here. And then it has like the sleeve that just slides down over. So it's nicely packaged. I like the packaging. You know, sometimes it's more about the package. Like you get something. I hate when that happens too. You get something, you're like, oh, the package is great, and that was the best thing about it. Yeah. Hopefully not the case here, but I'm just setting that aside. And why am I like not my? I gotta tighten up the thing on the bottom that like I rest my feet on, because you know I am short. I am seriously vertically challenged. And if I didn't have the little, there's like round thing that sits on the chair that I sit in at my desk, because I have a sit-stand desk. So I'll slide it out and stand sometimes, and then sometimes I have to sit, and I should be remembering to switch it up more often. But regardless, that's not today's discussion. It will like, if I didn't have that round bar that goes on there that you can adjust its height for my feet to touch, they would just be free dangling, because they cannot touch the floor when I sit in this chair. I mean, I could probably put this desk down lower, but where's the fun in that? Okay. Oh, yeah. That's right. It's the Schmincke liquid charcoal. So the Kohle, Kohle, the Schmincke liquid charcoal, which came in the grapeseed, the cherry pit, and the peach stone, which I've shown you these before. And so that, like, and this is like, these are taped on here, so I could just, you know, Altoids tin. So if I wanted to take these out, I could put water in here, use these, and there's my own little travel palette for the charcoal, which is, of course, no longer liquid, but I use it more like a watercolor and just pre-wet these, and great, good to go. And they work wonderfully that way. So, will this work that way? I don't know, but I do have, I'm just going to set this one aside because we're not using those today. Or, I mean, I could probably, like, to kind of give you a comparison if anybody else has those. If you are interested, you just have to let me know in the chat. I am looking for, I just had a ton of them sitting right here. Half pans. Like a whole bag of half pans. just before the stream. And now I'm going, oh, where'd those walk off to? Do any of you have studios like that? I will not show you a picture of my studio. Do not ask. It is wonderful. Wonderfully a mess. Wonderfully a mess. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's good to know. George loved the Canson Me10's pastel paper for charcoal, but did not like it for pastels at all. Pastel matte is so much better, right? But this after having tried one art on each of them. So if like I know like Jason Morgan, who does phenomenal pastel work, he is very much pastel matte. Of course, he's also in the UK, and I'm sure pastel matte is probably much cheaper there. I don't know for sure. That was only an assumption. I shouldn't do that. But I know it's expensive here. And I don't mind paying that price. If I'm doing a piece of artwork for someone or a piece of artwork that I know I'm going to want to sell, I don't mind spending that price. Because if it's quality materials and it's all archival, then, of course, you know, I'm going to get that back when I sell that piece of art. So I'm not worried about that at all. So these are the Academy. So this is the Fine Art Charcoal B 5mm. Tears like wormholes. I'm probably going from one thing to another and getting lost, but I am so excited to use this stuff today. Ooh, so look at that. So there you go. And I wish I would have I thought about it just before I came up. I have got a box that was just given to me, and it is a vintage box. If I hear him get home, because he should be home anytime, I'm going to send a message to Lou and be like, bring me that box of charcoal and just sneak it in. You won't be on camera, I promise. But have him bring me that, because I wanted to show you guys, like I got this vintage box of sticks. Anyway, I forgot it. It's downstairs. Sorry. But that's what these look like. So they're square, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to touch it. I'm gonna make a mess. It's whatever. We'll be fine. Unwashable. Water media and colored pencils. So Dean says uses water media and colored pencils. Mix graphite, watercolor, and colored pencils. That does sound like you'd get some beautiful effects. So there are the charcoal sticks. I don't know why I just rolled those up and put it away. Now you guys are going to get the ASMR of this if I pull that out again. Sorry, not thinking. Also in the box, like if you saw the video, you know there was a General's charcoal pencil. There's a Stabilo Carbothello, which this is a white, charcoal pencil, and this is a white pastel pencil. So that was in there. And then of course is the Lyra Rembrandt. Now this is like, it said in there, well, you see I got that on me. It is like a grease, basically it is an oil-based charcoal pencil is the way that they pretty much described it. I researched this everywhere. There is no link to this in the description below because I could not find it. And this is it's 309. It is a medium. And yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere. So I couldn't link that for you guys. Sorry. So setting that one aside for now. I did grab other things because if I bring you to the desk like I was going to do a bit ago, let's go full screen here because of that I'm pretty sure is where I put it. Here is a question that I got from Deborah from the art group. And if you're not in the art group, please join us. It is both on Facebook or on MeWe, Exploring Art. I'm sure Tara or Joseph will have the links there, and I will have the link on the screen again in just a few moments. But that is our art group, and it's a great group of people, either on Facebook or MeWe. The MeWe one is a little bigger at the moment, but I am really trying to pick back up the Facebook. I was doing some work there yesterday, put it out, and please do share it if you know other artists who may be interested in joining us. So great people there. Um, okay. But Deborah said, wondering how it does with pastel or charcoal. Will it hold up? Will it be really dusty? Right? Wondering if it holds well and won't roll up like UART sandpaper, which is why I grabbed the papers. And also, is it acid free? I'm curious, might have to get some. And of course, I have here a brand new pH testing pen. So you know what? We're going to test it for you guys and we're going to find out. So let me just take that off the screen now. Give me 1 second because I am going to see if I can grab that Mi 10s super fast. If I can't do it in a couple seconds, then I'm not going to grab it. But one moment. Yep, still me rummaging around. I asked, and I'm sorry if I got louder. Hello, Teresa Mazzotti. Thanks for joining us. Oh. Sorry, guys. I'm just like, had to reset something too. So, Canson, Mi 10s. No. I believe not. Sadly. Oh, I do have. I swear they were all together though. Okay, so I will let everybody know. I will get it. I think I have to actually move my easel because I think it is stored because it's the one I have is a little bit larger. And whew, now I'm just like, been running, was running, hustling, moving. Just that, like moving quickly like that, like will cause stuff. Anyway, I believe it's larger than this size. So 9 by 12. I think my Mi 10s is like the next size up. So it's probably in the closet with all my other papers that are larger that need to be, stored more carefully. But I do. This one was on my shelf. So again, another pastel. Has anybody used the Strathmore pastel? And what do you think? I can tell you. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, so this is thin. Just 1 second. Stay that way and you'll be good. Thank you. Appreciate it. I sent the message too when I was like trying to find that Canson and I was like, can you bring me up that box of charcoal? So thanks, Lou. All right. I'm going to show this to you in a moment. I was like, oh, it's so awesome. So here we go. This is thin. This feels thin. And it says it's 9 by 12, 80 pound, 118 GSM. And how that feels smooth. Like, I don't know. I've not, again, new pastels would be new for me. So, but like, there's hardly any tooth in that. If I was to, if you told me this was watercolor paper, of course it'd be way too thin for watercolor paper. But if you said, oh, it's watercolor paper and I felt it, I'd be like, is that hot press? Like, it's smooth like that. It is not. Yeah, so has anybody used the Strathmore pastel, and what do you think of that? Uh, yes. Your latest pretend best friend, George. That's awesome. Yeah, doesn't he do some excuse me. Wow. Sorry guys. He just does some amazing work. He does some amazing work. And Jason Morgan. If you haven't seen him, if you've never heard that name before, check him out on YouTube if you like uh artists that do wildlife, because and he works a lot in pastels. Just wow. That's all I can say is wow when I've seen his work. I love his work. Okay. So we have, all right, Cat's Art Pick says that she has used the Strathmore paper for charcoal, and it's very good paper. Excellent. I am certainly not prejudging it, other than it felt thin and it felt smoother than I would have expected. But I can't wait to check that out. So, hi, Rob. You made it. You joined us. And Rob says he sticks with pastel matte. So Teresa has used the Canson pastel paper. Which one? Are you referring to the Canson Me 10s or the Canson XL Sand Grain dry mixed media paper? Because they don't have one that specifically says pastel, do they? I don't think so. I like with the pastel pencils, but not the pans. That's also good to know. So I'll wait to both. But which one do you like with the pencils but not the pans? Are you talking about this one or Me 10s? Not sure. And Rob Yount says he sticks with pastel matte. Yeah, Jason Morgan's good. Okay. So I am caught up on that and wait for Teresa to let us know what she was referring to. But so I have the mono, which is black. And how do you guys feel about this? Let me put that question out there to you. And if you're watching this on the replay, drop me a comment below and let me know. So we have got, of course, Tombow Mono. This is the black, and I wish I had my other one because I already have a black one open. I don't want to open that. And I just got, yeah. Like, I just got a new, like, the white. Now, the one I have is the dust free. The black one is the dust free eraser, if any of you are familiar with that one. And I don't know how I feel about that, because if I'm erasing something light, now of course I can see if there's still something like on my eraser. But when I'm working with anything that's dark, graphite or charcoal or whatever, and of course with charcoal, and again, I'm looking like, where'd my eraser go? I like the kneaded erasers, and sometimes I like a white eraser because I can see if my eraser's dirty. And I mentioned this in Tuesday's video. Like, I can see if it's dirty. And sometimes, I've had the transfer because you have something on your eraser, and then you go to, I'm looking like, you guys can't see, but I'm looking at grabbing stuff out of my go bag here because that's where some of my things that I wanted to use are at. But like, I've had stuff transfer to what I was working on, and then I'm trying to remove that and what I was trying to erase. And it just, sometimes I'm like, that could ruin your, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that could potentially cause a lot of problems. I'm just, right, looking at what's in here, going, where's this guy? I was looking for my kneaded eraser. All right, I like the Me 10s with pastel pencils and the sandpaper with colored pencils. Good to know. Good to know. So I'm going to show you what I've brought out today so that we can, of course, I'll show you what these supplies look like real quick. Will we get to like, oh, let's do some sort of artwork? I don't know. I'm going to do artwork on this for sure. I'm just grabbing I'm just grabbing things. I'm just grabbing randomly. There it is. See, told you I knew I had one. There's my black one. And I also have, yes, a white one. I just don't want to open those up if I don't have to yet because I don't know. Why? Excuse me. This is also made by Tombow. So this is the Tombow Dust Catch. Oh, we are glad that you did, Rob. And so this is the Mono Dust Catch. It is black. And this is just the Mono black plastic eraser. How different are they? I'm not 100% positive. I can open it. It's not like I can't open it. But what I was saying was, if you can see, like here, like this, oh, I would take a piece of scrap paper, which I did just have, and just be like, do you guys do that? I'll go over that and be like, okay, I don't want to transfer anything onto my artwork, so I'm just going to get that off and kind of, you know, sorry, I did not mean to shake you, and get that like cleaned up. You know what I mean? Do you guys do it? Am I being silly? I don't know. And maybe it's just one of those in my head things. All right, so we have those, and of course, I do have a kneaded eraser here that has been open. I just like to wrap it back up in the stuff. Rob likes Jason as well, yeah. Excuse me, seriously, guys, if you have not checked out Jason Morgan's channel or his artwork, if somehow you have not heard about him, he's definitely somebody worth looking up here on YouTube. And if you haven't, and you do check him out and you fall into a rabbit hole of binge watching, it's not my fault. It's not my fault, but he does wonderful work. Dean says he's used Me-10s for watercolor. Interesting. You do it too with the eraser. See? Okay, great. Thanks. See, it's not just me, so it's normal. If at least one other person does it, then it has to be normal, right? So, all right. No, thanks. Okay. Now, for this paper, let's see. You like to clean them before using them, right? You could smear residue. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay. All right. I feel perfectly normal now. Thank you all for giving me the reassurances. So I have my Tombow Mono Zero, little teeny thing. I love that one. That's not linked in the description because I wasn't even thinking pulling that out. And I just have a couple other erasers. I'm just going to leave them there in case I need them. There we go. Now, also that we had the chamois, I am just opening that up. Do any of you use one of these to blend with? Do you? I was like, oh, I think I need to get, if I like this, I might need to get some more of these for blending. Because I was like, oh, a chamois, why didn't I think of that? That's brilliant. Like, oh, yeah. As I like all over my desk, right? Get all the little fibers out of there first. Okay. So that was an artist chamois. And I couldn't find this exact one either. And there's clearly, you guys see the ring? I think that it was from my coffee. Probably could have been. Set my cup right there. I'm trying to stand up my my Derwent battery operated eraser. Love this thing. Love it. I have a couple. And they all seem to work pretty much the same. I don't think there's one that I would say, oh no, you have to get this one. No, not so far as I have tried. All right, setting that behind me. Okay. So don't mind me, guys. I'm just like, I'm also grabbing a brush to have out because, you know, if I get crumbs, I'm going to be like, I'm going to want to blow them away. And I think if this is sitting here, it might remind me not to blow dust in my studio, especially with the way I've been the past week, coughing and feeling already. I don't need to have extra stuff going on there. All right. Now, I'm just getting some water because you guys can't see it as much as I can, but that was bothering me. Okay. Ready for me to show you what I got. This was given to me by Lou's uncle. So huge shout out. Hi, Uncle Ken. Don't think he's watching, but you know, just in case. And he gave me this. Look at this. So this is some vintage Grumbacher. And I did look it up, and that is how they describe it. Vintage. Grumbacher, number 2, extra soft, thin vine, 25 stick, artist charcoal. Yeah, made in New York. Hey, Joseph. Made in the USA, M. Grumbacher Inc., New York. So I just thought, I was like, wow. It doesn't have a date. Extra soft, 25 sticks, number 2. Yeah, it doesn't have like a date on the box for me to say, oh, it's from this time. Rob uses the Mono 02. It's wonderful. I love that eraser. You can use them for colored pencils. What can we use for colored pencils? Use them all the time. Oh, I'm with you. I just like, it's like staring me in the face. And I'm like, yes, we're talking about the chamois. Thank you. So anyhow, this one was like, it had some broken, but these were like still all full sticks. And look at that. How it work? I don't know. But that vintage charcoal may end up a piece of artwork at some point. But I just thought that was wonderful. I was like, and you know the box is going to end up sitting on my shelf of my more antique art supplies. And someday I'll have to do like, that has actually grown a little bit. And I'll have to do a thing on that. He gave me a very old paintbrush too, which I looked up and I was like, I looked up some of the ones that he gave me and I was like, well, this hasn't been even used on anything. You could tell the brush had not had any paint in it before, or somebody was meticulous at cleaning it because it looked brand new. And I was like, I looked it up. I shouldn't have looked it up because he gave it to me to use it. And I was like, this is wonderful. I can't wait to use this. It was like a sword or like a dagger. I think they call it like, I want to say like sign makers would use it because it's called a script liner, but it looks like a dagger or a sword, but the handles are smaller, and I'll show them to you at some point. We'll get there, not today, won't be, because we have to get through this. But the it was like the price after I saw what you could find. You can find them now. They are, it says rare. They are rare. And actually, I think it said very rare. And I was like, oh. And then I saw like the prices because they had some. And I was like, oh, I can't use that brush. Oh my gosh. What if I ruin it? Like, why do we get that way? Why do we get that way? Like, everything is so precious. This does not want to let go of its top page. Like, because it's gummed. You know, it's gummed on this side, as the pads are, and I just wanted to get this out so that we will be able to really, okay, where's my slice tool? It's right here on the desk. We're going to fix it. This one has a very, very fine, as I remember, don't go towards your hand. I mean, it's so tiny. If you guys seen the blade, I got that in and I was like, what am I going to do with that? It's like, so I do not recommend this particular one. I think I have another one, but not on the desk. And I just like bent the paper, but this is one we're going to do to, wow, this does not want to let go. So it's in there. Now we have, now will you let go? Or are you just going to cut the paper? The top sheet does not want to, just doesn't want to give it up. There it goes. I hate that, trying to get that loose like that when it, well, if you wanted to keep things in this as like a book that you kept it together, like that did not want to come out. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Okay, so it was bent that way. So this is the side that was up. Yes, because there's where I bent it. All right. So first things first. Like, I don't even know where to put this. I'll just stand it up behind me like so. My little topiary is like, its lights are, I gotta replace its batteries. You'll see that more when winter comes, because it'll really show up then. All the lights, because it'll be dark. Okay. So here's our paper. And so this is just a General's charcoal. It is a medium. And I think, I'm trying to think how you guys might want me to go about this. If we're going to talk about the paper, and I'm going to definitely do some artwork on this. I think I'm just going to make a, so powder blender. I have it. I see that powder blender, but I didn't read what came before that. Use powder blender before the colored pencil. Are you using it beforehand and not like after you build up some layers, Rob? And Teresa said she's not a fan of the powder blender. Well, I did pull it. I pulled that out because, and I'm trying. Everything is going to be a challenge today. So you can see this is still in the plastic. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? And that has been stored as flat as can be. And I think it's because the plastic, I think it was like shrunk too much. So anyhow, this is sealed. So I'm going to open it today with you guys. So clearly nothing that I have has been able to touch this paper in any way, shape, or form. That's going to be important in a moment. I think some of you guys know where I'm going with this. So this is a brand new package of the UArt 400 Premium Sanded Pastel Paper. pH neutral, acid free. And that was one of the questions that you guys had, or that Deborah had posed to me through the art group. Excuse me, was about this paper being acid free. Teresa says, I use both Gamsol and melts. After. Oh, okay. So you use the powder. So you put down your colored pencil, Rob. If I'm understanding what you're saying, right? You put down your colored pencil, then you put in your powder blender, and then you actually take your chamois and you use your chamois to kind of blend out the pencils. If you're not using like Gamsol or odorless mineral spirits, something like that. If I got that right. So pH testing pen, right? And this is Line Co. Again, this is brand new. I have not opened it yet. So we are going to do that. So testing paper for acids. And if it is yellow or colorless, it is less than 6.8 as far as like acidity. Less than 6.8. If it is purple, it is above. So it is, if it goes yellow or stays colorless, that means that it is less than 6.8, which on a pH scale, less than 6.8 is acidic. If, come on, camera, focus for me. Let me get this, like, I'm going to slide this part out because I want you to see that. Because I don't want people to go, oh, it changed color, and then go, oh, it's not acid free. That change in color doesn't mean it's not acid free. So you see right there, if it is less than a 6.8, it is acidic. If it goes purple, then it's above 6.8 and it is acid free. Okay? Okay. Just so we were clear, we are looking for purple marks. All right. So George says, I heard that UArt was an alternate to use for sand and paper. There were so many coarse grit, right, coarse or grit level, kind of, I think grit too, like sand papers, to choose from. So The only thing that I think was kind of a little controversial not long back was that it was said that UArt was not acid free. Well, you saw that I just opened this. So I'm going to turn it around this way so that I can open the cover. And it's like, you see how curled this, this is very much curled. So pull up the glassine. So pull the glassine all the way up. So here's our surface. Okay. Now in between each page is a piece of glassine. Let's also note that in between each page is a piece of glassine. So open pen. What we want to see is purple and not yellow. And I'm like, or yellow or colorless. Yellow or colorless means acid. Yellow or colorless means acid. Now, here's the back. Just saying, right? That's important. It right looks yellow to me. Yes. Looks yellow to me too. If it's yellow or colorless. Right? Focus. Yellow or colorless. Acidic. Purple. Above 6.8. Acid free. All right. So that's that. So just so that you guys know. Now, I will also say, now this is the UArt 400. Now, I have a bunch of this. What am I going to use it for? Well, not for artwork that I'm going to sell to anybody now, not now that I see that. And it has been said by other artists that they test it, and it's not acid free. I mean, clearly, this is yellow. Yellow. You know what I mean? So both sides. Yes, Dylan, there you see it right there. There's the, and I'm like, let me just like bring it up so I can make sure it focuses on my hand right next to it, because the camera will focus on my hand. Here we go. That's yellow. That's yellow. You saw me. I just opened the pen. I literally just opened this paper. They can't say that, I'm not saying that they have said or that they would say. But I'm saying no one can say that I may have contaminated this paper. I just took their shrink wrap off of it, which was overdone, and that's how the paper is. Now, for the Canson XL, if you know what UArt 400 feels like, I can tell you this is much more texture than this. This is softer. This is not. It's not like hard coarse, but you know what I mean. If you've touched that paper, then you do know what I mean. Okay, setting that one down. Now I had this on the desk. I'm going back, and yeah, it does. It does. It's right there, right? pH neutral, acid free. There's our test. It is clearly yellow. Double check the pen to be positive, and it clearly says if it's yellow or colorless, then it's acidic. There you are. I make that a short for a public service announcement. Yeah. Okay, so Canson, I'm coming back because I just was touching this with that, whatever. Again, I don't want anything that could be like, so I'm going to take the Canson mixed media. I'm actually going to flip it over because I have not touched anything back here. So I'm like, where did I just put the pen? Right here. All right, pH testing pen. And again, you guys saw me just open it. So let's go with the Canson. Okay, I'm going to go with the Canson. I am not going to touch any bit of that paper. And I'll get to the back of that. And so I'm going, this is the back of the paper. So I'm touching the back of the paper first. So this is the part that was touching the chipboard. And we are just going to put that on there. Okay, good. That is purple. Like, that took no time at all. Boom, purple. And that's the back of the paper. Let me just bring that up to you. You can clearly tell. Focus on my hand. It's like not wanting to see my hand. There's, I think, not enough of it in the screen. There we go. It's purple. For sure. I mean, it's on gray tone paper, but that's purple. So that was the back. I will flip this over, show you guys the front. Honestly, and that's, look at how much even stronger purple that is. With a, you know, although I don't like the Canson XL watercolor paper for watercolor, I still trust the Canson name. And right, get my hand there. You see, that is definitely purple. So there you go. That is, this does not have as much texture as UArt 400. That does not have as much texture. So as I compare these other papers, I will definitely be able to tell you which one it's most like. So that if you've worked with that before, then you would know. Okay. Again, so pastel matte, brand new. Have never opened this before. So I'm going to open it with you guys. I was like, I got these in and I was like, you know what? We're going to do this live. Nobody can say it's been edited. Nobody can say that it was anything but what it was. You know, and why would they? But you never know. Well, you know what? Cat's Art Picks. Yeah, I would say that I would go after, like, pursue getting a refund for that paper. The paper itself is not overly pricey, I guess, but either way, like, I'm going to use that to practice the heck out of some stuff and see what happens. And then if, I mean, obviously nothing that I would sell. If something, if I do it and I'm like, oh my God, shoot, I did it on this paper, it was a masterpiece, I would just sell prints of it. I would never sell that to anyone without them knowing there's a risk that that's going to yellow because it's not acid free. Okay, so pastel matte. And this one is the white, sienna, brown, and anthracite. And I'm going to open it, but I'm not going to put my hands on the paper to touch anything yet. But I am, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Does the purple go away after a while? Does it like dry and disappear? Is it like the money pens where it just like disappears? I don't know, but that's okay. Guess what? A sheet of paper. It's worth it. I'm just going to do a little mark in the corner. You guys ready? Very purple. Okay, so there's the front. I'm like, you cannot deny that. Oh, and so of course, pastel matte, like, guys, I've never like even touched pastel matte before. The back is smooth. But, oh, I did that off camera. But even there, see the purple? There is no mistaking that that was yellow. After you see the pen working on the other papers, there's no mistaking that. So, and then of course there's the, you know, glassine in between. So this will be a practice sheet for something. But now let's touch this. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, was there supposed to be something on top of this? This is, pastel matte is smooth. Like, I was not expecting the pastel matte to feel this way. Like, I was picturing like more of a sanded. So in that aspect, it's rougher than pastel matte. I was like, did I have a piece of glassine on the front that I didn't peel up that was stuck to it? This is it. Yeah, that is the front of it. I've never touched pastel matte before. It's my first time. Thanks for sharing it with me. Just saying. So anyhow, this is very smooth, very soft, and not as soft as pastel matte. Pastel matte is soft, but acid-free and archival. All right, setting that one behind me. As long as I don't knock anything over. So again, Luxe Archival, which, I mean, the amount of research and stuff that brush and pencil, right? Put into the Eliana Nicholson. I was like, wait, that's not how you say it. Yes, it is. So the amount of research that went into this, and yes, Brush and Pencil LLC is who puts it out. But she did this paper, and the amount of time and stuff that went into this. The Canson is almost rocky. It's not even really like, it's not like that. Like, I wouldn't picture like, you know how, I mean, I know it says sand grain paper. And I mean, Teresa, you've touched this before. So I know that you're trying to help me like describe what this is. Ooh. Okay, I've not touched this one before either. Like the way that feels. So Lux Archival feels very similar to, okay, I'm sorry about the ASMR. I just don't want to mess them up. I'm going to slide this right back in. So I don't want to take it out all the way because I don't want to mess up this sheet either. So this feels very much like the sanded, premium sanded pastel paper, the 400 grade from UArt. Feels very, very similar as far as the texture. If I had, I wish I had, I do. Yes. So my jar, see, Lou made me that. Turned that for me. He turns wood projects. Some of you know that already. Anyhow, in here I have cotton. And, see, squeaky chair. I was like, would this be able to show, like, see how that catches the cotton? It like catches on there. If I do that on pastel mat, maybe this is a good way to show you guys. So flipping this over, like you see how that's like, it's pulled all those fibers up because they caught on that surface. If I go to pastel mat, like it's rubbing. I feel resistance when I do that. And it did take some off, but nothing like, and that amazed me because I was like, it's not going to grab anything. So that just barely like, just ruffled its surface. This, like, you see how that pulled? Like, that's the Lux Archival. It pulled it. Okay, so much more textured than pastel mat. I wish I had the I can't believe I forgot it. So anyways, Lux Archival. So here it is. You saw me pull the sheet out. Now, right here, I'm just going to go right here in the corner because I can trim that off. And purple, right? There's the front. There's the back. I didn't expect anything less. So if you were used to the UArt 400 and you've heard that it was not acid free, I think we've proved that correct today. This is the paper that I would definitely say to go for. And that's 140 pound, 300 GSM, 100% cotton. This is what I would go for if I was creating artwork, and this is 8x10 size. If I was creating artwork that if I wanted to frame this out and work 5x7 in the center so I could pop that behind a, for a 5x7 mat or something, and I wanted full sheet behind it, whatever the case. If I was doing something that I was going to sell the original, it would be on this, and never will I do it on this. And thankfully, I only have one pad of this on like the Canson XL watercolor because, I got such a great deal. Yellow. Not acid free. So they can argue it all they want because I have heard other artists say that UArt was denying claims and the back doesn't touch the front of the next sheet, that it's only the back surface. And you know what? Okay, yes, there's glassine between them. So was that, I don't know if there was prior. I don't know if this is my first pad of this, but there's glassine between them. So you can claim that the back never touches the front of the next sheet. However, the back and the front are bonded together. So I don't know. Silly. So not acid-free or archival. So, and Teresa had said it's a weird feeling to use. Yeah, and that's, definitely, I agree. agree, Dean. And that's why I like to, when we get products, live streams, we're pushing it. What can we do with it? How far can we take it? What can we make happen? I did not check the Strathmore pastel. So as far as like how this feels and how this feels. So the Strathmore pastel paper feels closer in its texture to the pastel matte, but it is nowhere near as thick, nor is it like that almost has like, it has like a soft fuzz feel to it, and this does not. So if I'm thinking like smoothness, pastel matte was like slick. It felt so soft. This I would say is next. So that is the pastel. And then of course, I would say that in that mix, then comes this, and then we would step up to like the sanded UArt and Lux Archival. So I hope that helps as far as where it falls in that. But this is nowhere near. Oh, and that was what I was going to show you. So if I took the cotton, and I'm going to grab one more because I use both ends of this. So if I grab the piece of cotton with this and go like over the edge of that, like you see, it's not pulling that cotton ball. Like, so, and that's just as much as I was doing on the other one, and they grabbed it. Even the pastel matte that felt soft and smooth grabbed it, and it stuck there. This is, it is not dragging. It is not pulling it. Even with the parts that are loose, it's not pulling it backwards. So if I were to picture like remember when you were a kid and, well, I mean, some of you watching may still use it. Construction paper. So if you use like construction paper, this feels like construction paper. Let me just check the other side too, just to make sure that one is not, okay, maybe that's pulling a little bit more than the other side, like, but it's not pulling the cotton like away from itself. I mean, it is like the pastel matte, it grabbed the cotton and the cotton stayed on it. And that's like, that's moving it, lightly pressing and just slightly. So there you go. It would be like if I had that and it was just really, it just rougher. I don't feel like gritty sandpaper. It doesn't feel like sandpaper. If this was a sandpaper, this would be, I don't know. It'd be a really high number. It'd be a really high number if this was a sandpaper. Thinking sandpaper like sandwood paper. Whereas I could say like the 400 grade, to me, when you look at this, and if you look at the back, you know, I could go down to Lou's shop right now and grab you some paper that says 400, and it's going to look a lot like that. I don't know what this is. I am not making any assumptions, and I am not suggesting anything, but it has the numbers on the back, just like sandpaper, that I would go grab a sheet of sandpaper from the hardware store. Okay. I hope that helps as far as texture wise. I wish there was something I could say, oh, it feels just like this. And again, me tense, I will feel it afterwards. I will move my easel, get in the closet. I will do that. And I'm going to post it over on my Clark Fine Art page on both Facebook and MeWe. So if you're not following me in either one of those places, I know that Joseph and Tara have the, I think they have the links, but it's facebook.com/Clark Fine Art or MeWe.com/P4Page/Clark Fine Art. And then, so yeah, facebook.com. Wow, I can't say that. /Clark Fine Art, and you'll get there. So I'll post in one of those places like how it feels with that. All right. So the liquid charcoal. I want to take this, and I do have a half pan. This is not the one I wanted to use. This is not. They were really, sorry guys, they were just right here. Oh, they were right here. And then I opened the drawer where my pastel stuff is because it's like right here by me. And I hid them. I was like, I know I had a ton of half pans. A whole bag even. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put some in that. Oh, yeah. All my links are there because I just updated that. Thank you, Joseph. That is correct. It is the one link to rule them all. Excuse me. Okay. Now, I did see Cat's Art Picks talking about polychromos. And Tara threw the link in, and then Joseph has the link for everything. Perfect. Thank you both. If you guys do not already, check out their channels after the stream. Tara and Joseph, they're both linked below. Okay. And that was the question. And I saw it, and I did want to get back to that. So, and that should be right there. The answer, definitely, and I know Joseph already did answer you. Yes, they will. And from all the information says that on sanded paper, right? It's the sanded paper, then the powder blender blends beautifully. Am I correct in that? Please, guys, correct me. It has to be the sanded paper, though, and the polychromos, and it works wonderful with them. I happen to have right behind me, you see the green tray back there, things that I can show you for trying on this paper. Because I had a feeling that this was going to be what was going to be more the discussion today than anything else. And that doesn't mean that we won't cover this other stuff. We will. So there is that liquid charcoal. Ugh, and it just wants to keep going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny of tubes here. Like, if I could get that to stop long enough to cap it. I just wanted to like keep coming. All right, so there we go. I have to remember to label that. Usually I label them first. I'll take the half pan and I'll write what it is with, Sharpie. And anyways, excuse me. My chat is not going to scroll. Was it to the bottom? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. I'm assuming that yes was for me, and I shouldn't assume. Yeah, sanded paper will eat your pencils fast. Yes. Yes, I do believe I've heard that also. Because, of course, you're rubbing it on sandpaper. So, I'm just getting a cotton ball wet here because making a mess of myself before I've even got into making a mess on the paper. All right. So let's look at these things. We have got, setting more things aside, wrappers and such. All right. I'm going to show you stuff that was in the box first. And then I have other things right here that I think you might be interested in finding out. So I did answer that question that Deborah had. And I'm just going to go back to that for a second. I just want to make sure that we answer all of that question because she did take the time to leave that for me. So pastel and or charcoal, or will it be really dusty? So we're going to find that out in a second. And if it holds up well and won't roll like the UART sandpaper. So far this is sitting on the desk, and aside from me beating it up with my hand and putting a little crease in it right there, so far it seems to be doing well. So I don't see you in chatting, but that doesn't mean, Deborah, that you are not here watching or that you're not watching on the replay. So thank you so much for taking the time to leave this for me. And all right. So let's look at, so this is the liquid charcoal. And oh my gosh, do you see that? I couldn't even find the size. Guys, I linked this Simply Simmons. This is a Chung King, Chungking, Chung King hog. And it is a filbert. And it is huge. Like this, I mean, it's a long handle, obviously, but it's a size 10. But I saw that brush in that box and I was like, I can't believe they got this in an art box. Like, I barely can keep it on the screen. I mean, it'd be fine if I was working at my easel, but I don't know what I'm doing here at the desk because, I mean, I'm here and I'm about, oh, sorry, I bumped you. See, that's how close I am. Less than 8 inches away from or about 8 inches away from the camera. Enough that, yeah, see, it's going to want to refocus on that. Like, there we go. It's big. I'm not using that today. I'm going to save that. I have others, but Simply Simmons, I know I already like the brushes. Although, the hog bristle from Simply Simmons, I have not tried. The ones that I have used, of course, are more like the tack-on. Which I do have some sitting off on the side here, and I'm going to grab, well, this one's by Art Space. But they also gave me the number 6 Princeton Heritage, the number 6 round by Princeton Heritage. I think I already have this one. I couldn't find it yet, but I swear I do. So I don't want to open that one yet because if I have the other one, I've used it. And I'd rather save that one. So we're going to use, this is a Simply Simmons, and this is a tack-on, and it is a number 16 round. Again, it's a long handle, but I had some short handles, and they are escaping me. I do have an Art Space. This is a 12 round, which is quite fluffy. But that might be fine. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. Right? I did not grab a palette. Am I going to need a palette? Guys, have you guys used the liquid charcoal before? I'm probably going to need a palette because, you know, how am I going to thin that? How? All right. Of course I clean up after a stream. Always. I always do. I'm looking at you guys like you can see me. Oh, Joseph says you have some and you like them. Oh, yay. Oh, thanks, Rom. Well, thank you. Welcome to Patreon. And you know what? I always announce it at the end, but I will see you in live chat tomorrow then if you are available. I hold my live chat with patrons every Friday, and you know what? We don't usually have a plan. We just jump in and check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing, and patrons kind of help lead where that conversation's going to go. So, not hog bristle though, the other one. So Joseph has some of the Simply Simmons and likes them, right? So the tack-on ones like I just showed. Yeah, I have some others that are sitting behind me that I got in that I was supposed to show you guys that we haven't used yet. And they're short-handled because I wanted to try them, the tack-ons, with a couple techniques for like watercolor. Which, I mean, I guess I could use it on this. I just want to get that clean. I'm just going to set, this was our pH testing pen aside over here. All right, so the liquid charcoal. Of course, I mentioned in Tuesday's video that there is Paletteful Packs puts out videos each month that goes along with like the main thing in the, again, I am talking to you guys, you can't see me, I keep pausing to look at you, and that's fine. Like I can, either way, if you want to see full screen, you let me know. I don't have to be up here. It's fine. We can go full screen. But anyhow, I'm just putting some water on the palette over here, and I'll kind of shift these over slightly so you can see. But every month, like whatever their main item is, there's usually a video or how to use this. And this month, the main item, it wasn't the charcoal sticks, and it wasn't like, you know, the general charcoal pencil or anything like that. It was the liquid charcoal. I didn't get a chance to watch the video yet. I've been busy. I have not. So, but I know that one of the things it said was like, I can do like I just did. So I just touched a little bit here from my pan and I mix that with water. And so now I can dilute my wash and make that really a really light value. And I can come in. So now let's just go for it and put some of that on, right? And it's very light. And if I just keep adding to that, all right, I'm going to darken that up. Or I can just get in there and pop that down in. Now, I will say that one of the things I loved about the Schmincke liquid charcoal. All right, Teresa, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And we hope to see you again next week. Is that the Schmincke ones, I mean, their liquid charcoal, amazing looking granulating effects with them. They were gorgeous. And this looks like I'm going to have like the same kind of thing. So, I mean, if you see, I'll let that set for a minute. Oh my goodness, so late today. Well, you know what? You're here and we appreciate you being here. Thanks for showing up, Starving Artist. We still have some time left and it is good. What did you miss? Let's give her a quick recap. You missed that UArt premium sanded paper should change their packaging. Just saying. In my opinion. We were comparing, this is the Canson XL sand grain paper, and we were comparing it to some other brands that you would use for charcoal and or pastel and colored pencil work. So you see that, like you see the, it's giving, like it's settling into that paper, and it is definitely going to give some granulating effect there for sure. Let me see. I didn't look. Light fastness, of course, says 1. I wouldn't think anything other. I'm sure that that's like the highest, you know, on the scale of that. It's the highest. Because I would not imagine that this would fade. And it says, warning, this product contains a chemical known to the state of California to cause cancer. Luckily, I'm in Maine. And I'm not eating it, leaving it on my hands, or trying to breathe it in. So hopefully everything's great. Yes. So absolutely. Yes, Starving Artist Collective. This is the paper that Lindsay loves. So that's why I got the paper at first. It was recommended by Lindsay, and I said, all right, I'm going to get it. And it comes in the gray, and it also comes in the beige. I have both. I planned on showing you both colors today, but like the Me 10s, they walked away. So, camera shy. But I will show those, because I'm going to do more videos on this. I am not done with this yet by a long shot. I am just really looking forward to getting into that. Look at how that, you see how that granulation is starting to come up? I like it. I like that. I could see lots of uses for that. And not even just on this paper, but like I want to put some of that on some watercolor paper and see what it does, because I like it. I am liking that texture so far. It almost has like a leather. Like if I made that dark and the value kept building and it maintained a granulation like that, if I was going to paint, I don't know, a big chair that was leather, it would be perfect texture. Like that would be perfect texture. I could see using that in some applications, like if you were trying to do, you see it, like an animal where the skin texture, or I don't know, but I like that. I like it. So Lindsay highly recommended this paper. She loves it. In talking to her, she's like, it's fantastic. She uses a lot with color pencils. She prefers softer pencils. So for those of you who are like, I love polychromos, maybe, I don't know. I've got them. So we're going to find out. We will find out. We will put them down on the paper today. And this is, again, this is going to be, I'm showing you products that came in the box. but I'm going to go beyond that. This is not just about the August 2022 Paletteful Pack Premiere box that I got. This is really, when I saw that paper in there, I'm like, I have been dying to bring this paper to you guys and show you a video with it here on the channel. And, well, when I opened up that box and it was there, I was like, stop. As soon as I saw this, because that's, you see in the video if you watch Tuesday's video, as soon as I start to open the box, like the first thing I see is the box of this. And the moment that I saw, oh, wow. Okay. Hello, camera. The moment that I saw this, I was like, oh, it's going to be a charcoal box. And then I was hoping, so I shut the box, turned on the camera, started filming. And yeah, when I saw this one, I was like, that's it. That's what I'm doing Thursday. I know exactly. And I was opening the box to see like, oh, maybe it'll give me ideas for this week and what I want to do and what we want to check out. Oh, it did. Okay, so part of Deborah's question was, how does it hold up to charcoal? Is it dusty? Is this going to make a lot of dust when I do this? So this is the B. They're 5mm B. Does that mean medium? Does that mean... that's a great question. It is a great question. But I did grab others that I can say, oh, see, this is if you like to use charcoal that was hard or soft or medium. Like I have those, so I can show you. So here we go. With this stick, I'm just going to turn my paper slightly because I always have my paper turned to the side when I'm... Oh, look at that. So look at... I'm going to go very light so you can kind of see the texture of the paper, because I think if I barely touch that and bring that up to you, you'll be able to see that texture that I'm talking about, because this is definitely going to just hit the upper surface of the tooth. And I just want to... All right, I'm doing it. Why not? It's probably what I'm supposed to do anyways. And you guys are probably like, just break it. Oh, I did it. I broke it. It was brand new and I broke it. I broke my toy. I'm sorry, it's fine. All right, here we go. Oh, look, I touched that. Well, that's not going to granulate on that spot very well because I can't keep my fingers out of it. I'm like, oh, there's a high spot on that side. I just want to be able to really show you guys the texture in this paper. Trying to use this on its side. And so Deborah, doing it this way, if you're watching, that's not giving me a bunch of dust, what I just did, but I mean, I was going light. Look, I'm going to shake it. I'm going to tap it. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. So I'm going to clean this side off. She asked about dust. And I'm going to hold that up. And you'll see, not really anything came off. And so at that, I was being gentle, but nothing came off there. We'll do that test as we go on too with other things, because that was one of the things that she was concerned with. Will it do that? 8 terraces, but the break was so crisp. It was just like, it was like, you know, if you watch, okay, you're in Ireland and I know that Starving is in, Australia. So I don't know if you guys see Kit Kat commercials over there, but like the Kit Kat commercials, and they're like, it was kind of like that, but a little more intense. There is the tooth of the paper. Can you see that? So that really, I can say, like, does that translate what I'm feeling to you guys? Like when I touch this paper, you see how that tooth is, and it's not, the other thing she asked about was pastels, and I'm going to open them again. I just had them before the stream. I set them right beside myself. They're here. They're here. They're under stuff. Because I've brought out, like, if you're familiar with this, okay, we have these, so we'll know. I have Derwent pastels. So if you're familiar with Derwent pastels and that's what you work with, I'm going to put some on this paper. You're going to be able to see with whatever you're used to working with those on, Is this reacting differently? Do you like what you see? You don't like what you see? You guys have to let me know because I don't know. I've not used this before. I also grabbed the Derwent charcoal. These are not linked in the description, guys. Everything else from that box is. This stuff is not because just before the stream, when I was checking to see, okay, has anybody posted any questions that they wanted me to try on this paper? I was like, okay, with that question, I just started grabbing supplies. Like you'll see here, these are my Mungio soft pastels that I should be unboxing with you in my pastel video. But today, we're going to do it anyways, because the question was asked about soft pastels, and I have oil pastels, but I haven't used them yet either. And I don't think I had any other soft pastels, even if they were like really, really, well, pastels aren't really that expensive. Like soft pastels are not really, I've seen some that are, not all soft pastels are very inexpensive. But I know like these, the Mungio, Lindsay definitely recommends these as well, which is why I went with them because you know what, she does use them and I haven't. So, and I certainly trust, she has become somebody that I trust her opinion on some of these things. So, yes, anyhow. The soft pastel by Mungio. All right. So because the question was at, oh, look at that. Oh, this looks like it's going to be so much fun. I don't like chalk feeling stuff, so it's good. It's good. The box that I keep the Derwent pastels in is nice. Oh, I'll have to show you in a second. That's actually one of my, so you guys see my art drawers. Whoop, my art drawers are back here, the wooden ones. It's a drawer from one of those. So, okay. All right, so this is whatever it is. It's that I haven't even read this, guys. Literally, I just opened it, diving in with you. First time. I'm about to touch one of these, and I'm really a little bit leery because I'm like, I don't even know how's this going to do, but we'll find out live. Because, yeah, I'm not a fan of... And these are so tiny. Oh, my God, these are so tiny. They are so tiny. Well, I mean, they weren't very expensive, but they're... Oh, this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So soft pastel, I'm going with the black just because I think it'll keep showing up against the grain of the paper to show you. And if you guys have used soft pastels before, then you'll have a better idea of what I'm doing. So I am just barely setting it to the paper and just kind of dragging it straight across the surface again, so that I can give you guys more of an idea of the tooth that's on this paper. And you can get a feel for that. So just dragging that back and forth across the tooth of the paper. Trying to answer Deborah's question. Did I just see Toblerones? Oh my gosh. Toblerones. Okay, I didn't see if Tara put it in there. Oh, yeah, she did. Okay. I gotta go here then because she went there first. She did. So I'm sorry I'm pausing this. Just checking in with you guys in the live chat. So, you guys were talking about chocolates and chocolate being better in Europe, and Joseph said Japan had some crazy flavors. And Tara says, yeah, don't touch your face after that pastel. No, I'm trying very hard to remember, like, not to go near myself with my hands right now. Thank you. So Tara's saying to Joseph, the Cadbury's and Toblerone, but her sizes are different than our sizes, which we kind of compared this. Smaller or bigger? Okay, Joseph, I don't know if Tara shared what I call them now because I've seen her Toblerones. Tara, the next time you have one, please post a picture over in the art group so everybody can see, because of course, when you have stuff on your hands, that's when everything on your face wants to be touched. I sent Tara a picture. I was like, yeah, Toblerones. Do you guys have these? I sent her a picture of like what a Toblerone looks like. And I love Toblerones. I love them. They're one of my favorites. She's like, yeah, we have those. What is that? Like, I had one, literally, I had one that was like, you know, the little tiny ones? They're like about this big. And, you know, the triangles are like, you know, like this big. Yeah. So the, ours are tiny. Or, you know, sometimes we can get the ones that are like, they're like about, I don't know, this long. And then again, it's like, I don't know what. The triangles are like this. I think she must have been laughing at me because hers was like from here to like way up here. Like this. I might be over exaggerating, but if I am, not even as bad as a fisherman tells his tales. Just saying. I was like, that is not a Toblerone. That is a toddler leg. It is a Toddlerone. Yes. They're huge. I was like, oh my gosh, they're huge. So anyways, I'm sorry. I had to share that story. I had to sidetrack and share that whole story because it was hilarious. I loved it. Sorry. Hope you don't mind me sharing that, Tara, but I loved it. Oh, and Starving says, I have the Derwent. You see, I'm like trying very hard, like, don't touch your face. The Derwent Derwent pastels, and love them. Also have the Derwent tinted charcoal pencils. Those are on my list. Oh, those are on my list. Which I was trying to emulate with charcoal and the watercolor thing. So, yeah. See, I wasn't exaggerating. She just said, yeah, palm of my hand to my elbow. Yeah. Yeah, you have to send Joseph the picture of you said 360 gram. Things like the size of, I mean, I don't think you could bring it home in a smart car. I don't know. Just saying. Oh, no offense to any of you smart car drivers. All the giants are going to need roller skates someday. I don't know. That's what I picture. Like, just roll down the window and put a strap, get a ratchet strap, and just like ratchet it right on their feet. And anyways, I'm sorry. Yeah. The tangents that we fall off on. Sorry guys, my apologies. Let's refocus. Okay. Yeah, they are pastel boxes. Yes, Rob. So getting right back to where we were. Cat's Art Picks. Yes, they are pastel boxes. So if you look up pastel boxes, thank you. I do have a link actually in Amazon, which it says like if you like to get your art supplies from Amazon, that you just click that link and then go right in there and hit pastel boxes and you will see them. Now I've gotten some from, it's always so hard. It's like, wait a minute, it's that way. You're looking at yourself reverse. So the ones that are over here, which if I would just stop and think about it, I know they're over that shoulder. If I wouldn't look at the camera, I would point correctly every time. But those I got from Amazon. They sell a few different kinds, and you can message me if you want to, Cat's Art Picks, and I can tell you exactly which ones I've gotten. I've gotten two different kinds. I like one more than the other. Or you can also go to like Blick or Jerry's, I think also carries them. They have some nicer ones. They have like the foam inserts in them also. Mine did not. But again, I just touched that chamois in it, like, because I set this there and I was not thinking. So the question was soft pastels, and I'm going to go harder here as if I were, filling in a darker value and really fill that in. Now I'm so looking forward to actually doing some artwork with this stuff. So now I'm just going to set it on my desk. Let me clean this off again so that I can show you. And I don't know if that was enough. Was that enough, guys, to be able to say, is it going to cause a lot of dust and fall off? I mean, I went pretty dark on that if it would have. So I'm going to carefully lift this up, bring this back in. This side is clear. I'm going to set it there and just, okay. So now there you see, I tapped. You saw what I did there. And there's the fall off that I got. So Deborah, I hope that helps answer your question. I didn't feel like when I was working with it that dust was going everywhere. But of course, I would expect that I was going to get some of that with the texture of the surface. So there you go. Jerry's website. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Sorry, I'm like, ours are 3.5 ounces and theirs are 12.6. Yeah. Yeah. Told you. Toddler-own. They're toddler legs. They're literally the size of like probably a 2-year-old's leg. It's crazy. Lint chocolate. That's one that's not one of my favorites. The Lint chocolate we get here. I don't know if what you get is different than what we have starting. Lint was not one of my favorites. And she did say, she confirmed, from the palm of her hand to her elbow. Yes. Milton Hershey used real milk, not powdered milk, so our chocolate is a bit better. Interesting. Thanks for that, Rob. Here's a fun fact for the day for all of you. Chocolate is life. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Lou was like coming home. He worked early. Like he was done and gone early this morning. And like, I think he was done by 9 o'clock. He was on his way home and he had stopped at the store. He's like, hey, you need anything from the store? I was like, whoopie pie for breakfast. Breakfast of Champions. I didn't actually eat the whoopie pie for breakfast, although he did actually bring me one and I was joking. So huge shout out to Lou. Thank you. He's too good for me. Too good to me. He's not too good for me. Anyways, he's a good man. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. For broad coverage. Yeah, fine details. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's like their Toblerone, our Toblerone. Like that is like a great example. Oh my gosh. All right, so there's your soft pastels, and I am going to pause for one moment to put my hands in some water here. Grabbing a towel. I don't know why. I'm just going to keep making more of a mess, but as I touch other things, I don't know. I just want to get a little bit off, and we'll just keep going. So, all right. A Belgian import there, Lynn. Well, I think ours are too, but at least I thought so. I could totally be mistaken because I've never read it close enough. I just know like the ones, the ones that they're like the Lindt, they're like the round balls, they're wrapped up. It's got the red wrapper and it's just like the milk chocolate with the softer chocolate in the center. Not a fan. I've not had like just straight up Lindt chocolate to know. And I couldn't put that away before I did that. No. All right, so there's your soft pastels. Making sure I put that back on the correct way. Again, Deborah, I hope that answers your question if you are watching. I'm just going to slide that in later. Take care of that later. Set those over there. Now, they did give me the, the Carbothello, which again, I just showed you Carbothello, so I have other colors. Oh, they are on sale. Where did you look for those? Cat's Arctics? Definitely check around because I will say that if the ones you're seeing don't show, like a foam insert in the bottom of the drawers, then they've all, in my opinion, the ones that I have come across, been pretty similar. And I got a really good deal on mine. Like, I had a really good deal on mine. And I have 2 sets stacked there, and I have 2 sets stacked over there, and I got the 5 drawers. I do not regret that decision. So I have 1, 2, 5 drawers, and a 4 drawer. And I definitely do not regret the decision to go with the 5s at all. It was definitely worth it because it takes, for me to hold my set of Polychromos, it takes 3 drawers. For me to hold my set of Derwent Lightfast pencils, it takes up at least 3 drawers. I put my charcoal pencils in another drawer, which I didn't pull that drawer. I just pulled some stuff out. See? Oop, that's okay. Bye, Dylan. Like, that's great. And it's not the one I had clicked, but that's fine. Wow, glued and nailed 10 pastel boxes, put them in wooden cases, and still run out of room. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Mine have no linings. I must now look around more. Yeah, so there are some that come with like the bottom here has a little piece of kind of like a foam. I don't think it's like a felt. I think it's more of like a little foam, and I think they're black. It's just to protect, give a little more cushion, but still not enough that your pencils are going to come up higher than, you know, the top of this little piece. So yeah, and I keep the little dry packets. I always throw them. I can't leave them around in the drawers. These are pastel pencils. I don't need any moisture building up on them, so I just left them in there. Anyhow, now I can't get it back down. You guys can't even see because it was off screen. So anyhow, so the Derwent pastels, and you see these here. I had some issues, and some of them, that's how they arrived. I was not happy. I was not happy. This one was broken too. But I reached out to Derwent, and I had a couple. Have you guys found this? Let me see if I find one, because I have the old ones in here too. Derwent made it right, of course. Of course, Derwent made it right. So like you see how high this one is, and then it's like way comes in down here, and this isn't even one of the worst ones, which means that core is off center. If you sharpen your pencil and your wood is like really high on one side and really low on the other side, a lot of you watching right now, I know, probably already know that. But if you don't, okay, here's a perfect example of one. So you see how close that is. If it would focus on my hands, please. See how close that is to the top of the pencil? And watch when I roll it around. Look how far down that goes. That core is way off center. This is a pastel pencil. This is soft. Good luck to me sharpening that, right? I don't know what's going to happen. So anyways, I took pictures. I sent it to Derwent, and they were like, oh, let me take care of that for you. And they did. So always, I would definitely recommend, if you ever get something from Derwent, take a picture that you're questioning or whatever. Take a picture, email it to Derwent's customer service, because they are phenomenal. They're so good. I have had to deal with them a couple times, and I have yet to be disappointed with what they do. So here's the Derwent pastel pencil. So if you're familiar with the Derwent pastel pencil, as far as when I put this, I'm just going to keep kind of going down the line here. As far as the lay down, like I just don't even know how to best show you guys for what you're going to get with this. Please tell me, like, drop it in the comment, like, hey, do this or do that. Because, and I am just going to continue to roll like I normally would with a pencil. Every time I kind of pause, do you guys do that? Anytime I pause and I lift, like I will like lift and turn. I'll lift and turn. So if you actually see me create artwork on this channel, it's coming, I promise. Yeah, you'll notice that, especially when I work with pencils, because it will be like turn. Every time I pause and lift, I am turning, because I like to be refining that point so that I do not have to sharpen them very often. So there is dust. So there's a great, I can answer. Let me show you, because Deborah has asked. You see the dust sitting there, and I'm not going to blow or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of tap. Well, it's not moving too awful bad. Let's see. You know what we haven't done? And since I already made a mess with the black there, like how well can I blend this in? So that's just with the chamois that they gave you. So using a chamois, pretty dark. Put a lot down right here too. Like how can I? So when I do that heavy like that, and maybe this is like you guys tell me, build up my layers slowly kind of thing. Is that what I should be doing? Because I'm not rubbing hard. I am not pressing hard. I'm not scrubbing. I know it sounds like, if you guys can hear it, sounds like it, but I'm not pressing hard. That's a lot on there. I'm just going to tap there because I can place that in my wastebasket after. So you see here where I went hard, that's not blending out so great. Not with the chamois anyways. It did blend in here where I went light, but I'm still seeing some of it on the high parts of the tooth of the paper. So I don't know. As for this guy, I'm just gonna fold that over so that I don't make a mess with it. So for this here, Starving, you said you work with these. When you blend, what do you blend with? Like, what if I need to make sure that I just grabbed a soft tool, but it has stuff on it, and I just want to make sure that that's not coming off, because it is. I don't know what the heck I was blending with that. Probably did it. It was during a stream, and the colors that are on here, I'm not going to use the purple. I know I have another one. Nice and clean. So, why is my chat is not moving? Yeah, I was stuck on I have no linings, like nobody was talking. Oh, French import. The French chocolatiers at Lindt. Exactly. Excellence is yum. Okay. Yeah, I have lots of pencils. Rob. Hi, Rob. Welcome to the group. Oh my goodness. Oh, excellent. You did. Yeah, Lindsay gave me mine. That was such a fun outing that day. Lindsay over at the Frugal Crafter channel actually gave me my jelly gouache. And I'm not done with my gouache piece yet. Remember the woods, the blue sea, like it is sitting, it's like right there taunting me and is like, you need to finish me. And I do. Because I'm loving how it comes out. I got some texture and I am so afraid that I'm gonna like mess it up on the main tree, because right now the texture is just like, I'm in love with the texture on that trunk. But anyhow, once I get that finished, I have been recording when I work on it. So once I get that finished, I will put the rest up like I had promised I would. I'm just not done with it yet. So Rob, how do you like it? Have you used them yet? How do you like them? Right? That's funny, Joseph. It's only an addiction if it has negative effects. Is that so? Is that? I don't know. Oh, okay. So, no, Starving. No. I'm glad I grabbed your attention, but no. The reason I was using a chamois was because the chamois came in the art box with the charcoal supplies to use for blending. So I was like, oh, I'll give that a try. So I tried it, and yeah, I might like it with something else, but I am not a fan with that. So let's look at, okay, did you guys see that? No, not anymore. It was like a little fungus gnat. Must have come from one of my plants. So the Derwent, Starving, you used the Derwent. And Rob said he has not tried them yet. Sweet tooth. Oh my gosh, I have a sweet tooth also. Really bad. Really bad. That's excellent. That is excellent. Yeah. I too, Tara. I'm like, I'm gonna have to take that one. Soft tools. So here we go, soft tools. And we'll admit I use my fingers when I'm in a hurry. So yeah, that's why I was like, because okay, that's already, I need to like cut all the nails off again. My nails grow so fast. If you haven't noticed, like you'll see, you guys will show up one day and they'll be short again, and then the next thing you know, it's only been a couple lives and they're way ridiculously too long. I need to cut them off. So yeah, even at that, like I'm not blending that down into the tooth of the paper, and you see, but I have water, and I've clearly lost my towel. That made a big old mess. Thanks for the encouragement, Rob. just made a big old mess. It's not coming off yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's excellent. I have the, oh, really? I'm like trying to think. I'm like, okay, I have a whole thing. I was like, oh, I have them right there. Oh, no, they're not right there. Where did I move those to? They used to be like, because my drawing or drafting desk is to the left of where I film. And I thought on that desk, because it's one of the ones, it's like a glass top and you can like raise it. You can tip it. Anyways, I thought I had them there. Nope. And this is where I saw this on the other side. And yeah, it was in the box. That's why I tried it. And so far, I don't know. I'm going to try it with other things to see is there something I like it with better. The soft pastel, no, I'm not a fan. Soft tools, tissue or fingers. Thought I was missing out on something. Magic with the chamois. I mean, it may be magically wonderful for something else. And oh, you just said Q-tips. Well. See, I'm like, I can't get the bottom chat to catch up to where you guys are. The pointy soft one, yeah, that pointy soft one was the one that was dirty. And I finally caught up. So Q-tips, you see in my go bag. And I just call it my go bag because if I want to take art supplies with me when I go, they're always in that bag. So I can just grab that bag. And sometimes I even have a sketchbook that's in there. So I do have a couple in here because, you know, I just never know what am I going to be doing? Maybe I'm going to want to use some technique. I do like to do a lot of watercolor too when I'm out. So even with that, okay, so let's just take that Q-tip. This was the Derwent pastel pencil. So how does that blend? Now, I'm doing this because I know those of you who do use them, and I can only go on the assumption, which I hate to do, paper matters when blending. So I'm going to leave this one undone. I'll grab another color too. And just so that we can see, like, if I, and I'm gently going in circles, like, can I pull this out? Can I get that all blended in? I mean, I'm sure if I wanted to maintain and stay in that space, I could have, but I hope that that helps you see, like, what effect can I get with that? So there's the Derwent pastel pencil. I think it blended out very well. I think that blended out well. I blended out a lot better than the soft pastel did, the Mungio soft pastel. But I can't even say, well, I was putting it on with a, and if I go this side, yeah, no, even at that, like, but again, I'm just going to say one word, right? Derwent. So I would expect that it's going to perform better for me. I just expect that. And that's why I don't have a problem paying more when I have to for Derwent. And I find that their products, correct me if, or let me know if you don't find this, you know, because that's okay. We can have difference of opinion. I just find that that is not what I want. That's more warm. I want one that's going to be more of a cool, so that I can blend these together and make a beautiful purple color. So we're going to, and this is the crimson. All right, so it's going to come through. So I put it like I did here. So we're talking about blending on the paper. When you're talking about blending, are you talking about blending like this blending, like blending into the tooth? Or are you talking about, right, more, yeah, absolutely, Rob. More tooth, more pigment to fill the valleys. Exactly. Use that technique to get a bokeh background. That's, yeah. So, oh, speaking of a bokeh background, wait, I have created, I found an image that I loved, but I did not like the background. Because I don't know, is that what I should be doing? You guys tell me. I'm layering over. And you see, this is definitely, I mean, so to answer Deborah, yeah, I'm getting some dust. I was expecting to get dust. I'm like, this is not showing up as anything beyond what I kind of would have expected in my mind, working with pastel, if you would. So that's it layered on top. You can see, you see some of the crumbs that are sitting there on the paper. So how will these blend together? Oh, I'm still going to take that, I'm using the same little Q-tip here. I'm just roll it over to that other side. And can you blend them on the paper? Can you blend on the paper to make another color? Like, I mean, I'm seeing a little bit. You know, the hue is definitely shifting to the purple range for sure. And then I'm just going to go to a different spot where I don't. Sure. So can you move it around? Yes, you can move it around on the paper. Of course, I had some crumbs and I'm just trying to like put these in it, fill the tooth of the paper so I don't have that dust going everywhere. I'm not going to blow on my paper. I definitely do know that from watching other artists. Do not blow your pastels away. I don't want to be breathing these into my lungs and inhaling them. Okay, so how is that transition like? Now again, that's only one layer of putting colors down. Does that help? If you use whatever your paper of choice is, does seeing this help you see like how things are going to work on that paper? That is my goal today, is to show you that. This is the Stabilo Carbothello, and this is the white. And that, I figure this is a great way if you want to see how is the opacity of that pencil. Oh, I definitely like, so Stabilo, why did I go with Stabilo? Because my big set is Stabilo. I didn't have the Derwent pastels yet. Like I went through Derwent's pastels and I bought the ones that most interested me. Like I was like, I'm not buying a set. There were colors in the set that I just, for things I like to do when I'm creating, I was just like, I don't know. Didn't really want that. But what I did was there was a great sale, open stock, where I could buy the Derwent pastels open, which of course you see because all of mine are, you know, they have the barcodes on them. I got mine open stock and I was able to get just as many pencils came in the set, but choose the colors that I most wanted as an artist. And I paid less, pennies less, but I paid less. So it was like a huge win for me. And I don't have pencils that I think I'm not going to use that color. The colors that I got, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So Rob says, looks good to him for first pass. And, okay. Yeah, George, no, don't blow on him. Don't blow him. Yeah, oh yeah, I can believe that. I believe it. I believe it. So see, we're putting that out there and everybody's saying, I do it too. Your first Lux drawing was a real eye opener, right? Oh, I can't imagine, because if as this here, like the dust, I'm not seeing a ton of dust, but yeah, there's some. So to answer Deborah's question, yes, there's definitely some. I'm gonna grab, we're gonna do the colored pencil because I see the time. So let's look at some colored pencil stuff, and I like that. Just to see how that reacts, because that was the other part of her question. So since she took the time to ask me when I had requested that, I want to make sure that I answer her. So I like the, see, you see the white on the, so why did I get the Stabilo? I got the Derwent ones because they were Derwent and I wanted to try it because I love Derwent products. And for the Stabilo, those were the ones that Jason, like I was watching all kinds of Jason's videos. I was like, okay, what does he recommend? And because I love what he's doing. So here's another tip. Here's a quick tip for you guys. If you are an artist who is not familiar with a medium And because this is very true for watercolor, and I think I've said this to you guys before, if you're not familiar with a medium and it's something new to you that you want to try, I'm going to turn this around because I'm going to do color pencil on the other side. Okay. So we can just set that kind of to the side. If you see an artist creating in the medium that you want to try and explore and, get started with, and you're trying to duplicate what they are doing, sorry, and you are not getting good results, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Please don't get discouraged. It does not mean that you can't do it. Look at what are they using, both in, so for, especially like for watercolor, if I was looking at an artist who used, say, granulating pigments, and I'm like, oh my gosh, their rocks are amazing. And I get some very finely milled, non-granulating, same color, so I think, and I try it and I'm like, I can't get texture for anything. I can't do this. No, that's not true. Granulating watercolor is going to paint a rock like nobody's business. You don't even have to hardly put the effort in. It paints itself. But if I'm not using the same material and then I'm not getting the same result and I'm getting discouraged, it could be not that it's me or my ability to grasp what they're trying to show me, but the materials that I am using are not going to produce the same result. And this is a perfect example. So when I was watching Jason's videos on like, all right, I love when he does that. What is he using? Okay, well, he's using Stabilo. Like a lot of the time, he's using the Stabilo, the Carbothello pastel pencils. And he has nothing but good things to say about those. So I was like, you know what? That's where I'm going to start, because I don't doubt my ability. Don't doubt my ability to learn. I just am, why not set myself up for the best chance of success by using what he uses, which is why I ordered Pastel Mat, because I wanted to see the difference. Like, hey, if I use Mi-10s or if I use this or if I use that, how are my results going to differ? And after today, I definitely understand that all papers are not created the same when it comes to pastel stuff. I just want to see the Monkey-O and this charcoal. So the stick that I used from the Nitram sticks, can I blend it with water? And how would that work? Just one of the questions my brain was asking. Because I do want to do some artwork with this, and I wanted to see what's going to happen. How about soft pastels? Have you guys done soft pastels and just blend them with water? We can. We can't. Okay, so to an extent, yeah, we can. Am I going to, so where I had a lot more of it, of course. So kind of like working with OMS with colored pencil. When I had more of it and I applied a little bit of water, look at it, just kind of really pulling. Can you guys see that well? Filling right in there. So there we go. And look at how that one dried. Can you see that texture? I know I'm probably covering myself up, but look at I love the texture that you get with that liquid charcoal. I love that granulating effect that it does, but I love granulating colors anyway. So I hope that kind of made sense with the whole, yeah, the whole, if somebody's doing something and you can't replicate that. And I think that's very important, because so many people will get discouraged and then they won't try again. And so these are the Derwent pastel pencils. And again, because these had the dark, the medium, the light, which I'm guessing is like hard, medium, soft. If I had to guess, that's where I would go with that. Because I know when I see some sticks that I have, they say hard, medium, and soft. And I would imagine the softer it is, the darker it would be. Could be wrong. Go ahead and correct me. That's okay. I love to learn. Um, oh, the charcoal wash. Okay, see, I'm glad I did that then. Yeah, I was like really curious. Like, if I take a liquid to blend that, and honestly, like I blended that, there was plenty of water on my brush, but let's look at the side of that paper. Like, it's not horribly warped. So that's something that could be important. That's something that could be very important to others out there. All right. I did have some, like I did pick out a soft pastel. If you guys wanted to see a soft pastel in here, I can absolutely let me know. Come on, focus. Why my paper is not wanting to refocus. I put something in its way. Hold on. Apologies if I bump you. There we go. Okay. So I have melts. Okay. I didn't used to, but now I would invest in one thing that they would have to see if it would be me or the equipment. What did I say? Oh. If it would be you or the equipment. Thank you. Yes. Because I have the colorless blender. Of course, these are like what you get with the colorless blender, but I do have soft tools here, so we can check that out. Now, I also got, and these are just like, again, these are just some cheap, and I like this one because this one has, of course, it's a makeup brush, but it has like the brush on this end and then the soft applicating on this end with the new medium. Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay. Now what you said makes total sense now. Yeah. I mean, like that's something that like I saw what he was doing and I was like, wow, that is amazing. There is no doubt. I know it might take me a while, but I know that if I put my mind to it and I just go slow and I have a good, accurate base to start with, yeah, it might take a while. It might be some pretty ugly layers on the way there. But I'll get there. But why set yourself up for it to be so much harder? If you're trying something else and you're like, oh, you know what? I can't afford what they're using. That's fine. But if you get something that you can afford and you go, I just can't do it. It could be not that you can't do it, but that other supply that you got can't make it happen, if that makes sense. So, yeah. See, here's another one. Look at that one. There. And this is a light fast pencil. And this one was addressed also. So I can show this to you because Darwin absolutely, I think there was just a batch of something that happened. But you see that? Look at the other side. Light fast. Darwin. You don't think so. That core was way off. But Darwin, they did. They made it right. And they got all their information. And it was a wonderful thing. So I just pulled a few colors. So I have Derwent Lightfast, I have Polychromos, and I have some Holbein pencils. Would we agree that these are going to be my hardest pencil, these are going to be a mid-range, and that these are going to be soft? Am I correct in assuming that? I haven't touched the Holbeins yet. Haven't touched them. These are all I have. I do not have any more than that. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's all that I got because I got them in an art box. Haven't used them yet. These, of course, I got with melts. So I have that. I also have some odorless mineral spirits, and somewhere on here is my one labeled OMS. And I have to give a shout out. She is not here in the chat today, but just to give a shout out to, I believe that this was Shanna Rowe Jackson, Caution Artist at Play. OMS in her brush like this. I think, or I may have seen, I don't know if Lindsay does that too, but anyhow, I know I've asked the question, like, And for some reason, she's who's popping out in my mind that's who I talk to. So, and I like to give credit to the people that give me the ideas. So this one just has OMS in it. And they've always used it without any issue. The artist actually told me, without any issue. So if she actually sees this, drop me a comment and remind me, it was you, it wasn't you. I've lost my mind. I've lost my mind. I don't know. And use this to blend. And then they don't have to keep like opening a container and dipping in. And so this one happened to have a green. It was very distinguishable from all my other ones. And of course I did tape it so it says OMS, which you guys saw last week, week 4. I do that too with alcohol. I have one that has alcohol. If I want to blend with alcohol, I do that. Great question. Melts is put out by Holbein. Melts will work. I haven't tried it with a Prismacolor to see, but let me show you what melts will do. Okay, so soft pencils, soft like the Holbein makes it. It goes with the Holbein pencils. It is a colored pencil blender. Okay, so it's a colored pencil blender. So let's just look at that. I'm like, what color is going to show up great on this paper? I just want to do a green, just because I like green. So if I put okay, I said I have never used a Holbein. That was the first stroke I've ever made. So many firsts with you guys today. This was the first stroke I've ever made with a Holbein colored pencil. And it feels very waxy. It feels very soft, smooth. I've not used them. I don't know that this is my best paper to be using them on. I certainly can use them on another paper at another time. I will. Something that goes with these colors. I mean, I have perfect ideas of something that would go great with these colors, but so just building up some layers there of pencil so that I will be able to blend that. And maybe I'll just go over it with, I don't know. How about the blue? Get some blue on top here. So we can see if maybe we can blend those and see how they blend. Yeah, it is. It's a blending medium. Definitely. And I'm just going to do this. I think normally people just use like I have a little, I'll just use one of those ones I pulled out, a little paintbrush. All right. So there are a few layers down there, right? Let me show you what it does. I'm going to show you close up and set these beside me so I don't knock them around because there are precious pencils on there I do not want to drop. They are right next to me. Again, this, I don't know if you guys do, but this was like almost like a tack-on bristled brush. It was a makeup brush. I never used it for makeup, ever. So I am just going to use this for the melts. And because I'm just going to dip my brush. Actually, this is dry. I'll put a little bit right here. I just want to put a little bit out. I have every intention of taking the melts and putting, if I like the way it works, and I will get one of these and I'll just put it in that. And then that way there. And I can show you I'm going to show you with the OMS pen and the polychromos. Because those of you, I know there's a lot of you who are familiar with the polychromos and how they work. I am just going to grab my Viva towels. They are my favorite studio towel. They have always been my favorite studio towel because they were always the towel I used in my house. Once I discovered the soft ones, that's all I use anywhere. All right, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of this melts. It's not as thin as it's hard for you to see the consistency. Like, it's not running. If that was OMS, it would be drying up. Can you guys even see the glare? There, right there. See it on the, it's right here on this plate. If this was OMS, it would be seriously running. And you see that took a bit before it actually started to move. So it is not super thin. And I probably have too much on my brush. So just dabbing some of that off. And let me show it to you before. Come on. So focus. Boom. Okay, so there's before. And then the melts. Can you see it? No, I have no odor. There's no, I'm going to zoom in for you guys here. Just, I want to see if I can just hold on. We are going in. Will she focus? I may have to make my camera zoom. That does not want to focus well. Hold on. I was hoping I could do it within the app. I'm going to touch the camera for a moment. Sorry, my apologies. And we're going to bring you in. And I will move my hands. There. Okay. No odor. I mean, I'm not going to stick that up, you know, near my nose and smell, but I smell nothing. As far as, right. Can you read that writing? Not even my camera can. There you go. So I'll like leave that right there. So anybody watching the replay, if you would like to see what that says, hit the pause button now. Okay. So there you go. Surfactant and glycol, ether. That's what's in it. That's what's in it. No smell. I don't smell anything. My paper, well, I did have a little bit more on my brush right there. It's definitely breaking down that pencil. It is definitely, like, see, watch. If I go to move this around, like, can I spread it? Ready? Yes. Like, it will let me move that pencil. Let me move that pencil like it was a watercolor. And then blending that in. So you see, like, yes, it will blend. Get it in there and really fill the tooth of that paper. I'm going to try to bring it up and put my hand in there because then it'll focus better. Hopefully. So does that help? That's what melts does. Does that work? Like, again, will it work on other pencils? I've not really tried it, but I wanted to try it on, like, the waxier pencil. So let's look at, how about this? I bet this will show up really well. So this is the Derwent Lightfast Nightshade. And these are just, if you've never used a Derwent Lightfast pencil, I got mine on sale. That's what you'll see. Like, I had a small set, and then, yo, you're welcome. You are welcome. Yay. I'm glad that that helped. I'm glad that that helped. So, and I know that the melts works with the softer pencils. So if you use a Prismacolor, would it work on that? I don't know, but it's certainly something that if you guys want to see more of stuff like that, I will absolutely show it to you because I have all of that stuff. You just haven't seen me work in pencils. I have them. I might be looking in the refrigerator while listening. Yeah, I know that we're going beyond, and thank you all for still sitting here hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate you. I know what I'm having for dinner too. I just can't wait because I'm having a salad. I think he said something about some sloppy joes, and you know what? I've not had a sloppy joe in a hot minute. Any of you guys don't know what sloppy joes are? You cook and brown like hamburger, and then we of course, would have like a can of Manwich or Sloppy Joe, the sauce, which is a tomato-based sauce, and it has like onion in it, whatever, and peppers, green peppers. And then you take that and you mix it all in with that burger after it's been drained and all the grease is gone, and you slop it on a bun like a hamburger. That's Sloppy Joe. And I'm having that with salad because Lou said, "Hey, how about Sloppy Joe's?" And I was like, "I am not having just that. I'm not having just burger and meat. It's not happening." We had too many birthdays in the month of July, and you know what I'm saying? It's just back to like rabbit food and pay attention to what you're eating, because fall is coming fast, my friends, and that means I have to put jeans back on, and nothing will tell your tale faster than a pair of jeans. Just saying. If you're not behaving yourself and you're not eating right, well, your jeans are going to let you know. Okay, so over here, I'm going to go this side. I'm going to hit the Derwent Light Fast with the melts. Let's see if it works on Light Fast. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just like, do I have enough layers down? Like, do you guys, like, do I have enough layers down on that? I have not used Nightshade before. This one is a new color for me. This was one of the ones, obviously, this is one of the ones I added. And I've been so busy with everything else that I haven't gotten back to them. I cannot wait to get back into spirits. Cannot wait to get back into working with some color pencils and stuff. Okay. All right. Does melts work with Derwent Light Fast? Oh, guess what? Yeah, that was super easy. My paper does not feel saturated. Oh, look at that. Like, if I just want to keep it where it is, I can come in with a nice fine brush, right? Maybe I want to kind of soften it and blend it out. How's that for you? How's that for you? If you're saying what was that, like what fell? I believe the Lux Archival paper jumped off the counter behind me and is now, and hopefully the way that it's setting, I think it landed like, it like cascaded and landed flat. Luckily, didn't damage. I don't see any damage. Like, it landed on a corner. So, and if it did have to land on a corner, let it be the corner with the, you know, testing pen. Just saying. If that could be at all possible. So if you were asking what was that fell, that's what that was. What was this? This was Derwent Light Fast Nightshade with the melts to blend it down. And I'm just like, can I get that to come off there? Like, see, look, like, is there some on my, you guys can't see because I've got you so zoomed in, but I'm wiping it. And I touched the palette with it where the plate where I had it sitting there. But there you go. Now we're going to use the powder blender with the polychromos. So this is OMS. So you guys, I think, are familiar. Just making sure that I have some in the tip of this. So you're not seeing. So I have my brush and just making sure, like, I can see the liquid. Okay, it came out, but now I'm going to wipe that down so that it's not wet, dripping. And so now blending with OMS. How's that working? I'm just like, is it me or did the melts just, it literally melted it, like just right into the the paper, like that melts work I'm feeling like that melts worked faster than, and this is Mona Lisa Odorless Mineral Spirits, for just in case that anybody was wondering. So this is the Mona Lisa Odorless Mineral Spirits. And if I move that out, like you see, and I'm not squeezing the tank at all. And of course, you know, OMS, I'm going to get my paper wet and I have to wait for my paper to dry. That still feels a little damp, but even pulling, because I pulled that out there, so I was trying to do like the same here. We're going to let them set, and you can decide for you, because only you can decide what's best for you, what you think about that. So that's blending with the same pencil, same number of layers, Derwent Nightshade Light Fast pencil, and the right side was OMS, and the left side was Melts. And of course, I pulled it out more. There you go. There's those two. I'm going to let you come to your own conclusions there. And so now let's see on, because polychromos, that was the other thing that we were talking about. So blending on this paper with polychromos. One, how can I get these to work? So I'm going to take the red, right? So I have a cobalt blue and madder. Cobalt blue and that's cobalt blue greenish. Hold on. What do I have here? Phthalo blue. Well, it is what it is. Those were the colors that I pulled. So those are the ones I'm going to use. So cobalt blue greenish, which is number 144, and madder, which is number 142. Boom. There you go. And we're going to see how we do a blend. Oh yeah, usually the stuff in my studio files, it gets me a little going too. All right. So I'm going to put this down and we're just going to see. As for the colored pencil, so that was the other question Deborah had. Was I seeing a lot of dust with the colored pencil? I'm not seeing a lot of dust on this paper. I'm not seeing it like, well, of course, polychromos is a hard pencil, but I am not seeing it like chew up my pencil. And then I'm not seeing it really dusty. It is going down, like it's going down easy. This is not hard at all to put the color down with these polychromos. So and you see, like, that's what I turn and then I let it fall back in place. And you see all the charcoal on my finger there. Sorry. My hands are a mess. So I'll fill, and as I go to pause, like I'll turn, let it fall back into place and keep going. And that is just how I refine my point. Or sometimes I'll pull it, like I'll pull it towards me. So you don't really notice it. Like I see other artists because I'm like, how do they turn their pencil? Like I'll pay attention when I see them working with their pencils. I'm like, how are they turning their pencil? Like, see, I just lifted that up. And like a lot of times I'll do that. That's what I do. I grab with my thumb and pull back and it falls back into place. So it's like lift, turn, right? Pull back down. And you can see like each time. And then it'll fall. And so it gives it, you know what I mean? Like it gives it that kind of like almost like a quarter turn each time, or depending on how much I pull back on there. Okay, so we've got that and this. So can we do, like, I could just, you can keep going at this to fill in the tooth of this paper. I think it's going to take me a while to fill in the tooth of this paper. But one of the things we were going to look at was brush and pencil. And I'm going to do this again. If anybody has any other questions, because we're winding down to the things that I was going to show you today on this paper, I wanted to make sure that I kind of hit the points of what Deborah was looking for in her question. And I hope I've been able to answer more stuff for you guys as well that are here with me live. But what else? Is there something else that you're thinking, wow, well, wait, will it do this? Or what if you do that? Or like, drop me a comment below. I am not even close to being done. I'm just starting with this paper, and I want to, I don't feel that I've pushed it at all yet. I definitely want to see, like, this is just trying, like, what we normally would use and how is it reacting when we do what we would do on other papers on this paper. Sorry, you guys are like not on the screen. I'm just making another one so that as I go through and I show you like the brush and pencil versus, and I think we know like how do we normally blend polychromos. I think we use OMS a lot. I think that's what a lot of people use, rather, is what I should be saying. I'm just doing one more because I want to go with OMS, which I don't have my brush cap. I like had it sitting there. And that's the other thing, like that, it clicks. And I know there's no mistaking that this one is connected. Yeah, thanks, Joseph. So it's just slightly off camera. So when we're working with polychromos, a lot of us that don't have, or a lot of artists that don't have the powder blender and are not working on like a sanded paper like the Lux Archival or the UArt, just because those are the two that we talked about and shown you today. I think that you have an idea of how you use the product already. I lost my whole train of thought. I'm doing the 3 of these so that you can see with each of them, like, I think you know by how much you've seen me put this down, how much longer I'm going to have to go and how much harder I'm going to have to burnish to finish with this blend and blend it out. But what's going to happen on this paper if I use the powder blender? Did I link the melts below? I don't know, but I'm going to, because I know you can actually get that on, I saw it on Amazon. And here's a fun fact. I saw it there. And yes, that would be an affiliate link. But let me tell you, I was looking at Sketchbox. And they actually sell it. Well, you're going to pay shipping with them. So you have to you got to kind of figure that out for yourself. I don't know what it's going to be, which is going to be more economical for you, but they were selling it. All right, I'm like, where did I put them? There they are. Okay. Okay, so Joseph, tell me, why would you not? If this is a sand grain paper and this is supposed to be more of the texture like the sanded paper, and I'm doing like the air quotes here, like Canson is marketing this as like a sanded paper. So you would use the powdered blender, would you not, on say the UArt premium sanded pastel paper, the UArt 400. You would use it on the Lux Archival. This is a sand grain paper, and the way that Canson is marketing this is like it's a sand grain sanded paper. So my thought was, why then don't we go at it with the powder blender? Because on sanded paper, that's when powder blender and polychromos meet beautifully. Am I mistaken? Please, again, I have no problems if I'm mistaken. Like, drop that down, let me know. But if I'm not mistaken, powdered blender, polychromos, and sanded paper are like the perfect 3 musketeers. So if that's correct, then showing you how that works on here would absolutely help you to see, is this paper going to act like a sanded paper that people are used to? Or could they go, oh, I want a sanded paper, but this is much more affordable, so I'm going to go with this. But is it? I can tell you right now that it's not the same, but it does have a texture leaning towards that. But it's not soft like pastel matte. It's not soft like the Strathmore pastel. It's not like that at all. It goes more towards the other side versus that side. So that's where I was going with this. So yeah, please let me know. Yeah, oh, I'm definitely, I am going to. We're gonna do that. So, and Joseph said, Aliona has said that the binder. Okay, yeah, I want to catch what you. I want to put that on the screen too. What you said because, I will absolutely afterwards look into more of that information and so yeah, uh, the binder that holds the grit to the Luxe is designed for the powder blender in mind, right? So yeah, I know. And she did there's a lot of research that went into these products and why they work so great together. So as meaning the Luxe Archival, the powder blender, using it with your polychromos, say. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, here we go. So powder blender is what we're going to do on the first one. So I have, and I just, there's some in the lid here. Can you guys see? And basically I just rubbed that around. And again, let me know if you've used this and you don't think I'm using that correctly. I want to know. And then getting that on there, but I'm just kind of tap off any excess so that it's just, it's in there, but it's not like, I'm not dropping it all over my paper. Or should I be dropping it all over my paper? I don't know. But you see a little bit came off there. But let's just see how that works. Now, I'll say that I'm seeing that moving, moving out. Is it blending like, you guys tell me. I know, and again, like you see it on the thing here. You're probably like, you don't need that much. I have yet to, you saw me just open the Luxe Archival paper. So I've had this for a while, the powder blender, but I just haven't really got into using it. I did complete my set of polychromos. Oh, well. Well, yeah, but you know what? I did though. I bought all of her stuff because again, just like I said, right? So like again, like I said, the when it comes to that, and I'm going outside too, just so you guys can see like that it is moving this, it is moving the pencil, like, and let's look at how did it blend. And that's why I went over here, because like, did it blend these in and fill the tooth and like really blend that together? It's there on the thing. I'm going to bring that up so you can see it better. For those of you who have used it before, if you blended in your first, say, your first go round and you were getting ready to go again, and George, is he still with us? Is he out of the refrigerator yet? Does he use that? So is that what you would expect to see on the Luxe Archival? And I could do something where we compare those two side by side. I think that's a great idea. I would love to do it. I've already trashed a couple pieces of each of the papers anyway, so why not? So I'm just gonna put the cap back on this because, yeah, of course, I want you to buy all of her stuff, but clearly I did, because I see, like, if you see back here, there's the texture fixative and the final fixative, and I have the titanium white. My go bag. Hello. You guys know I've spent it all the money, because there's my go bag, is the bag that it comes in when you order the whole kit from Brush and Pencil. And then I got the paper when I had the chance to get that. So anyhow, okay, OMS. So traditionally thinking, we go powder blender on like a sanded paper if you use that product, or you might go with OMS. So let's see how they would blend with the OMS. Yeah, absolutely. Like, and why wouldn't she, right? Why wouldn't she? That's exactly what she should be doing as far as wanting everybody to use her products together and buy all of those products together. All right. This is just OMS. So you saw the powder blender. And again, if that is a product that you use and you use it on sanded paper, my whole point in doing this, though, was so that you could go, oh, that doesn't work like what I have, and this would not be the same. Or you go, oh, yeah, that looks exactly like it does. And so maybe I want to give this paper a try. I don't know. Only you know based on what you're seeing. And so now I'm going to wipe this off because I'm going to go from the blue and I'm going to come back in that way. And so again, let me move this over so you guys can see, like, I am just like making sure I have more. Oh, I'm gently squeezing a little bit on this brush. And then I'm just tapping all that off and then coming in. Just because I wanted to remove like the purple I was making there. And you see how that is filling the tooth. And I'm just kind of going in little circles. So, but not certain you are using colored pencil now. I'm using colored pencil right now, George. And OMS right now. I'm using colored pencil, polychromos. These were done using polychromos. This was using the powder blender to smooth those out with one of the little applicators that came with it, which made a lovely purple on the applicator. And now I am using OMS, which is what I keep in this brush. So OMS to blend this polychromos. That was a little bit too much OMS on my brush there. Right? So using that to blend this one. Because I want you to see, like, okay, I use polychromos. And when I use polychromos on whatever my preferred surface is, or whatever surface is similar to this, then you're going to see what I'm doing here and be like, oh, well, that works like way easier than what I'm used to seeing, or, it doesn't, or whatever. Thank you so much, Cat's Art Picks. And we're going to be done here in just a few moments too, because we have run very late. I just want you to see the melts, and then we are going to talk about what's next, meaning what's coming, and wrap her up. And thank you all for hanging out with me. I know we hung out for an extra long while, and a huge thank you to my mods. Before anybody does have to duck out, make sure you check out Tara and Joseph's channel. Their links are in the description below. So there we go. All right. So now we're using the melts. So we had this one here. This was OMS. And now this one, I'm going to use the melts on it. Look at, like, I don't know if you guys picked up on that, like, just then when I put the melts down. It's almost instant when it touched that polychromos, like almost instantly, boom. The pigment just, wow. I'm just kind of wiping off some of the extra because I want to, again, like I did last time, start in from the red now and go towards the gray. And this is with that melt. I think I'm going to be ordering some more melts. I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me, but melts versus OMS, if it worked on the Holbein pencils and it worked on the light fast pencils, I would imagine it's going to work with colored pencil in general. I mean, that's just, again, I don't like to make assumptions. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to bring that up. And so melts again, George. So if you go back to the replay, George, I did hold on the, or you may not have been in the refrigerator yet when I did that. Like, there again, for anybody else, you can pause Let me bring it up nice and close so that it gets big and people will be able to read it. Boom, you can pause the video if you're watching the replay, whatever, and then that'll stop my hand from shaking and you can read about the melts. And the ingredients are right there, surfactant and glycol ether. That's what's in it. That's what it is. Okay, so here we go. The top is the powder blender. The middle is OMS. And the bottom is melts. Melts happened much faster. Melts happened much faster. And yes, it is. It is made by Holbein, George. It is made by... I'm going to link it. In fact, because I did not link this in the description, I will pin a post and link it right below. As soon as I'm done, I'll post a comment and I will link this. Because that's what it is. Holbein Colored Pencil Blender. And it is called Melts. And it is... I am liking what I'm seeing there. That was, like I said, polychromos, light fast, and that was the actual Holbein pencils. It blends pretty easy. As far as dry time, like, let's look at the back of the paper too. How about that? So this is where my melts was. So I had melts was here, and OMS was here. So I probably got a little heavy on the OMS on the blue side there, right? Which I know I did because a little bit too much came out, and I said that when I did that. So here's where the melts was, and you can see kind of a little bit of the dimpling. Ooh, put my brush there. You can see a little bit of the dimpling in the paper, just a little bit. Ooh, that gave you like a pretty good look at the texture of that paper, the grain, the tooth. And there's OMS, and of course you're not going to see anything on Powder Blender, but there are your results on this paper. On this paper, that's how those three things work. This is made by Holbein. I will link it afterwards. I'll pin a comment that has that. So anybody coming looking, it's going to be right there at the top of the comments. What do you guys think of the, I mean, so far, first kind of look at this. I'm going to back this out so that you can see more of what's going on there. Oh yeah. I'm going to move this again. Sorry, I wasn't there that I backed that off on. It was here that I backed it off on. Okay, trying not to move as I let go of my hand. So what do you guys think? That so far, this paper, as the textures, it's not quite like the sanded papers are. Let's talk for a second. It is not quite like the sanded papers are. It does have a great texture to it. It's not smooth by any means, but yet it's not like pastel, the pastel matte. It's not smooth like that, or the Strathmore pastel. It doesn't have that kind of softer feel to it either. Yeah, surfactant is a detergent derivative. So, and glycol ether is an alcohol derivative, which, I mean, it totally makes sense why it works. Like, a surfactant breaks stuff down, and so, and the alcohol is going to break stuff down. So you put those two together, and it is just like the binder. It's just breaking through that binder and letting you just kind of move that pigment all around, and it's working lovely. That's just my opinion. Like, I'm seeing it as it's starting to dry, and I don't know if you guys can get a better look on this one. Let me see if I bring this there. So do you see, like, the one on the bottom, as it's drying, it's just looking like a smoother, more vibrant blend of the pigment versus your regular OMS or, and the color blender, again, we already knew that it is designed to work with Lux Archival sanded paper. We already knew that. We already knew that this may not work the same. We just wanted to test it out and see, put that to bed, if you will. And I may look at some more comparison with like, oh, maybe I didn't do enough layers, or maybe I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to grab the Lux archival paper that I marked up, and I'm going to test that kind of stuff, and I'll record when I do it, of course. And if there's stuff worth sharing, I will absolutely share that with you and let you know. So if you're watching this on the replay, huge thank you for sticking with me this long. I appreciate you. All of you who are here live and have been here, I appreciate you. I know it was a long stream today. I hope that I got you some good information on this paper. It was a new paper. I was so excited to try. It was very highly recommended by Lindsay, to me by Lindsay. And I was just like, you know what? I really wanted to try it. I had already ordered it, the tan and the gray. I'm going to do a video that's just this paper alone, showing you more stuff and actually creating some artwork with it so that you can see. Because I think that was what helps me answer those questions. Like when I go through that, when I watch other people's videos, so I think about that when I watch other artists on YouTube, when I'm going looking for some information, seeing how it's doing what it's doing on the paper and, you know, those kind of things, that's what helps me the most. So I really hope that some of this helps you guys out as well. And surfactants break down fats, yes. And Holbein pencils are softer. Alcohols evaporate quickly. No residue. Makes sense, right? Yes. For Holbein pencils, absolutely makes sense. Absolutely. But this is, okay. So right there, right? We talk about the sanded paper and Aliana's products for working with, well, the paper came second. These came first. And then came the paper. So anyhow, but they were made to work together, and they work together very well. If you're using, and actually though, they, you know, I say they're made to work together very well, but I'm going to bring you full above so I can show you this. I put down a lot of the Holbein pencil. So that's, our Holbein is right here. And you see how that went into the tooth of the paper as I blended that with the melts. Now let's go down, third one, and look at how the polychromos blended in. I'm gonna do it this way so you can see both in screen, right? And I know I didn't use the same colors, so it's kind of hard to like really judge that, but the way that this is versus the way that this is. Could you say that looking at that the polychromos work, and I was thinking opposite ends. I was thinking opposite ends of the spectrum when I did that with the polychromos and with the Holbein. I was thinking like soft pencil and, you know, soft, waxy Holbein, very hard, oil-based polychromos. How's that going to work? As far as will it work? Will it even work? I didn't know. I didn't know if it would work at all, or break it down well. Like I didn't know if it would be like the powder blender was on this paper, and it didn't seem to like I agree with Joseph. Like I've seen people blend with that. Like I've seen Lisa over at Walkery Fine Art. I've seen her videos where she uses that, and I just see her blends, and she comes through, and it's like you're not seeing it like that. You're not seeing like that textury grains. I mean, and granted, that was the first layer, and she would just keep layering, and it may very well, but regardless, I just hope that was valuable. And I hope that was helpful to those of you who are watching. And if you, like I said, if you are here and there's something else you want to see with this paper, or you have more questions about this paper, or what else can I do with it? How might I use it? Maybe there's something I didn't think of that in what I showed today. Drop me a comment, and I will try to get you that information and try it and show it to you on a video. Because I think, I'd want to know before I invested in something like that. So thank you very much. All the links are in the description, not the, some of the extras that I grabbed last minute because I wanted to answer Deborah's questions. And I hope that I did that. Deborah, if you are seeing this, please leave me another comment and let me know. Did that answer your questions and really help you see what you needed to see to make a decision if this paper might be right for you? Now, again, I asked the question on my thumbnail, will I love it? I like what I see so far. I will say, like, let me hold this up. You see the little bit of warping there? I'm not going to come at this with a lot of water, so I'm going to keep that in mind. But it wasn't a, it says dry mixed media. Dry mixed media. I went at it with water. You know what I mean? So I'm not like, oh no, look at that, it's horrible, I wouldn't use this paper. Absolutely not. That has no bearing, in my opinion, on this paper at all whatsoever. I'm excited about it. I want to use it some more. So far, for its intended purpose, I see the potential to love it a whole lot more than the Canson XL watercolor paper, which again, for watercolor, its intended purpose, I absolutely do not care for. But that's just my opinion. You might love it and it might work perfect for you, and that is great. I hope it helped. And yeah, if it's sanded and acid free, I would try it. So it is acid free. I mean, we did say that. It is not, and George, it is very cost effective. That is the other thing. This paper is very cost effective. There's a link to, I believe there's a link to Blick below. Check it out on Blick. Check it out on Amazon. But really, check it out on Blick. Just saying. It's very cost effective. It is certainly worth the try. And if you do try it, please, I know George is in the art group. He'll absolutely let us know. If you try this, I'd like to know. Have a great weekend. I will see patrons in live chat tomorrow. Check out the Mullins. Their links are in the description below. I am going to try to pop up another video you might like right here. And that will happen, of course, after when the replay is going on. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the stuffs. So enjoy. Have a wonderful weekend. Keep creating. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.